years ago an album that was only of covers, and they covered that Toto song Africa, and they did a really good job. Hope you're having a great day so far as we get into the weekend. Tomorrow, Hobbs Parks and Open Spaces Department would like you to check out the Kids to Parks Day. That's happening 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow at 4 locations: City Park, Heiser Park, Del Norte Park, and Mary McAdams Park. Lots of fun, lots of creativity, some motor skills and physical health things they'll be doing, sports, summer snacks, beach games as well. And you can get more information about that. It's just, there's a whole lot of things for the kiddos and for whole families. HobbsAmerica.com is where you'll find more on that. Go-Go's, Bad Company, as well as Eric Carmen coming up next.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Top-ranked golfer Scottie Scheffler is arrested, charged, released, and now playing at the PGA Championship again after trying to drive around a fatal crash scene in Louisville, Kentucky. Scheffler says he misunderstood what he was supposed to do. A police officer is hurt trying to stop him.
Right now, he's going to jail. Okay. He's going to jail, and it ain't nothing you can do about it.
That's another officer with ESPN's Jeff Darlington, who says he saw the golfer pulled out of his car and handcuffed. Former President Trump attends his son Barron's high school graduation in Florida today and then campaigns in Minnesota.
He keynotes the Minnesota GOP Lincoln-Reagan dinner in St. Paul, in a state that, while traditionally blue, the former president insists that he can win. No Republican has won Minnesota since President Nixon in 1972.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. It's an off day for the former president's trial in New York City. America's listening to Fox News.
Our water rights in southeast New Mexico are our most precious resource. But Steve McCutcheon doesn't care. He got caught red-handed for lying, cheating, and stealing our water and is under a cease and desist order from the state of New Mexico. He originally applied for a livestock water permit. Then he switched to a personal use permit. But the whole time, he was selling it commercially to the tune of 2.7 million gallons of water. He knew exactly what he was doing. In August of last year, he got caught, but he has yet to pay back what the state has ordered, over 5 million gallons of water that he owes to the people of Eddy County. To steal drinking water for profit hurts us all. To do so brazenly speaks to the character of Steve McCutcheon. Character matters. This election, say no to a candidate with character so corrupt he would steal our water to line his pockets. Say no to Steve McCutcheon.
Paid for by the committee to elect Larry R. Scott.
Everyday specials are going on this week at Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs.
Choice boneless beef shoulder roast, $4.49 a pound. Boneless pork tenderloin, $2.99 a pound. Munster cheese, $2.99 a pound. In liquor, save on 18-pack Bud, Tecate, Coors, or Miller Lite, $16.99. And 12-pack Michelob Ultra, Dos Equis, or Estrella, $14.99.
For all your grocery specials, come to La Tienda, 400 East Marlin, and Thriftway in the Broadmoor Shopping.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Bart Parker, owner of Redbird LP Gas Company, and his employees are proud of the Eunice Cardinals. Bart, class of 1971, state champions of both basketball and baseball, support the kids in their academics and athletics. And they realize balancing both is challenging, and they appreciate the Cardinals' determination. Redbird knows the Eunice Cardinals have worked really hard to get where they're at, and they're cheering them on all the way. Supporting the Eunice Cardinals, Redbird LP Gas Company.
Parker Energy Services has been servicing the community for over 17 years. They offer water hauling, dirt work, and disposable services. Dispatchers and sales staff are available anytime, and office staff is available from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday through Friday. Parker Energy aims to satisfy their customers and give their employees great job opportunities. Parker Energy is family-owned and operated, big enough to meet your needs and small enough to offer excellent and personalized services. Consider Parker Energy Support Services for all of your support needs. Visit them today at 2350 Avenue O in Eunice.
As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best price on the very best coverage for life, health, auto, retirement planning, commercial or personal insurance. Lavelle Insurance offers innovative solutions to protect your assets, goals, and future plans.
And welcome back to Eunice Cardinals State Tournament Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Ron Gunter, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing today here on Cool 95.7 KLEA Hobbs Lovington as we get ready for the 6-7 matchup, the Eunice Cardinals against the Rehoboth Christian Lynx. And both of these teams scoring upsets yesterday, Ron, to get here. Now, you called that Eunice game yesterday, and was an exciting game. Sounds like Eunice came out on fire.
They did, and definitely were ready for the game as far as playing. They never trailed, in fact, and Rehoboth Eunice was just hot, and Tularosa could not keep up with them. Tried to for a little bit, but looked like after a while that Eunice just had it in control and never let off the gas.
Well, and they got the big victory to get here to the semifinals in new head coach Tyler Almager's first season at the helm. Now they take on another team that wears maroon in the Rehoboth Lynx. Rehoboth pulling the big upset against Loving, the number 2 team in the state, 4-3 in that one, and that, I think, was the shocker. I think everybody expected a Cardinal Falcon rematch maybe here today if Eunice could win, and of course in this tournament anything can happen, and it certainly did. And so now it's Eunice versus Rehoboth. Eunice is going to be the home team. Let's go ahead and run down the starting lineups quickly. Billy Blevins leads it off. He'll be followed by Kevin Garcia, who's catching. Braylon Jeter on the hill today for the Cards. Jose Calvillo playing first. Tyson Coy out in left field. You got Luis Gomez in center. Luis Zamora is the shortstop. Fabian Ornelas, the DH. Bats in place of Dyson Lord, the right fielder. And Isaac Morales plays third. For the visiting Lynx of Rehoboth Christian, up just outside of Gallup, leading off is the shortstop Trajan West. Batting second, playing third, John Zilkstra batting third and catching Raiden West. Batting fourth is the pitcher, Coda Chapman. We'll run down the rest of it for you here momentarily. And so you've got Jeter on the hill as he looks into Garcia, and we are ready to go as Braylon looks in, has the sign, and we are underway. 2A semifinals here today, and that one swung on, hit high in the air, out to deep right field, going back, and that one is going to be caught at the track. And, boy, West gave that one a ride, but Lord gets over there and makes the grab for out number one. I'm a little blocked out into deep right field by a shade tree, or not a shade tree, but an overhanging shade here at this sports complex. But a nice complex looking out over Albuquerque right next to Community Stadium they've just built. So now Zilkstra will step in, and he'll take the first pitch from Jeter. Braylon deals it in there, and it is a called strike one. Jeter on the hill. Garcia is his battery mate. Calvillo, Blevins, Zamora, Morales around the infield, first to third. 0-1 count to Zilkstra, and the second pitch swung on, and that's a line shot, going to find its way up the middle. Gomez will charge in and get it, but Zilkstra shoots it right back up the middle for a one-out single, and it looks like Rehoboth is coming out, and they are going to be aggressive with the sticks.
I expect both sides to be aggressive, too. And by the way, Rehoboth actually was in the championship just last season, so it's not too surprising that the team could come back and be able to beat a big team like Loving.
Of course, just 2 years ago, Eunice was there and won the championship. So now the catcher, Raiden West, will step up for the Lynx. Jeter from the stretch checks on the runner. He'll kick and fire, and that one will be inside. Nice job by Garcia to get a handle on that one to keep Zilkstra stranded over at first. Holding him on over there is Calvillo. Outfield playing fairly deep. Infield in at third with Morales. Middle infielders looking for the hard ground ball for the double play. Ooh, that one's going to come inside. Ding dong, and hit West in the shoulder. So hit by a pitch by Jeter, and now 2 on with just 1 out. One thing about this tournament, Ron, and it's been this way since they went to this 3-day format about 10-15 years ago, the team that wins generally has the deepest pitching.
Right.
And Eunice with 2-3 that they can really rely on, but who's going to have the deepest pitching to go through? Jeter in a bit of a jam here in the first with 1 out as the cleanup hitter, Coda Chapman, his opposing pitcher will step in, and the wind, and that first pitch will be a fastball inside for ball one. Jeter with a rocket of a fastball. Got a good arm. Sometimes has a little bit of trouble with his command, but a good fastball. He's also got a changeup and a breaking ball, too. As Jeter will check off on the runners, and he'll kick and fire, and that'll be a changeup. It'll be a chopper that's going to bounce its way through into right field. Lord comes up with it, comes up shooting to the infield, but it'll be an RBI single for Coda Chapman. Chapman shoots that one out into right center and will cash in the run, as that will score Zylstra. West moves all the way to third, and so now Lynx at the corners, and Eunice is going to need to get this one corralled quickly. They trail 1-0. Eunice in the red tops with the white pants. Eunice in script on the chest. Rehoboth in their maroon tops with gold letters and numbers, also wearing the white pants today. So now Morrison Arsenault, the first baseman, and a lefty will step in for the Lynx. Runners at the corners. Just one down, one run across for Rehoboth. Jeter will set, looks, kicks, fires, and that one will be away for ball number one. Very big dimensions here at Field 4 at this new sports complex. It is 330 down the lines, 390 with a monster to straightaway center. And the next pitch, and that one is going to miss low for ball number two. And Chapman will take off, and he'll wind up at second. No throw down.
Yeah, Morgan has had 2 home runs this year, and he's just a junior, so we expect him to come back next year.
Arsenault with the slightly closed stance. Jeter will kick and fire. Swung on and missed. Good pitch there. Now we are sitting just slightly above the left side batter's box, high above the stadium. What a nice complex out here.
It is very nice.
Just a couple of years old. So a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Arsenault, and the pitch swung on and missed. Jeter just ran that one by him. Of course, we are not allowed to do video on these games. The NMAA has an outside company for that and do not allow us to do it, but glad we can be on the YouTube channel. Thanks for keeping the scoreboard there, Ron. As the 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on and missed, got him with the high fastball, ring him up and sent him down, and there is 2 away for Rehoboth here in this top of the first. Now it'll be Jude Christensen, the center fielder, stepping to the dish. Runner at second is Chapman. Runner at third is West. Pretty good crowd on hand here today for this early morning start time. Winner will play for a state championship tomorrow. And the pitch, fastball outside corner. Yes, sir, strike one. If Jeter can get under control and he can really start working those corners, it could become a miserable day for the Lynx.
Yeah, he has a 7.98 ERA, but he can show some command when he gets warmed up.
0-1 pitch, and that one fouled back into the netting and fouled for strike two. Eunice is down in the third base dugout. Rehoboth in the first base dugout. As Van Druin in the on-deck circle returns the ball to the man in blue, who's wearing black today. So a no-ball, 2-strike count. Jeter checks the runners, now comes to the plate. Swung on and missed. Got him with the high heat. Ring him up and sit him down. Couple of strikeouts for Jeter, but a run comes across for Rehoboth. After a half inning, it is Rehoboth 1, Eunice coming to bat. This is Eunice Cardinals State Tournament Baseball here on Cool 95.7.
Eunice schools are excited to have students and staff back on campus and involved in another successful school term. It's been an eventful year, and the Eunice schools are ready for whatever comes their way. Eunice Public Schools provide high-quality educational experiences in a safe environment. The entire Eunice community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities, and a fantastic school system.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
For the Rehoboth Lynx, they get 1 run in that first inning. They do that on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. As we go to the bottom of the first inning, leading it off for Eunice, it'll be Billy Blevins. With Ron Gunter alongside, I'm TJ Miracle Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Of course, state tournament Friday from here in the, I don't believe it's correct to call it the Duke City anymore, but up here in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Don Morgan is over right now at Cleveland High School with Lovington versus Artesian and an elimination game. You hate to see 2 district opponents get together this early, but that is the way it works. Of course, this is the 2A boys semifinal matchup. Winner of this game will move on to take on either Santa Rosa or Manal tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock over at UNM. So Eunice would like another shot at it under head coach Tyler Almager, his first season as the Redbirds boss. Of course, a longtime varsity star, went on to college and then coming home to assist last year with Coach Drew Reynolds and now taking over the reins. Believe his squad's played in 3 consecutive championships. Did win one of them. I called all those.
He also did a really good job at Peter Revista, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was back when they let the small schools still play at Isotopes Park. I don't think they'll let anybody play over there now. But so a lot of time warming up for Chapman, the pitcher.
Yeah, he started off late for some reason. They also were waiting on the catcher to come out to get his gear on. Took him a moment longer than normal.
West, the catcher, I mean, taking his time. Rehoboth did not run for anybody. Didn't send in courtesy runners for the pitcher or the catcher. So, anyway, Billy Blevins will step in, try and get things started for the Cards. He got the win in yesterday's ball game. So now Chapman, always from the stretch, a lanky righty will kick and fire, and that one is on the outside corner, and we are underway bottom of the first, strike 1.
Blevins has a nice ERA, or batting average. It's 286 so far this season.
286, want to lead that off if you can, and the pitch, curveball, and that one's going to miss inside, and even the count at 1-1. When Chapman was warming up, notice that he doesn't have just overwhelming stuff as far as speed and power, but he has a lot of movement on those balls.
Exactly.
And the 1-1 pitch, that is away for ball 2.
He's also a good batter as well, so both sides, both pitchers can hit the ball and have been known to get it yard.
So it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Blevins, leading it off. And the pitch, there's that curveball, and that is in there, and evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blevins, Garcia, Jeter, Calvillo, Coy, Gomez, Zamora, Ornelas, and Morales. That is your Cardinal batting lineup. Chapman looks into West, has a side 2-2 pitch fastball. That one will be away and run the count full. Good job by Blevins. He's making him work a little bit. Chapman on the hill. Blevins is his battery mate. Arsenault, Tenorio, West, and Zylstra around the infield first to third. And the payoff pitch curveball is high. Ball 4, and Billy works the leadoff walk. And so now Eunice in business. Van Druren, Christensen, and Morrow in the outfield left to right for the Lynx. So now Arsenault will hold on Blevins over at first as Kevin Garcia, the Cardinal backstop, will step to the plate. Outfield playing about halfway back. Pretty well straight up. Infield goes to double play positions with the man at first. And the pitch, fastball away. And that'll be ball 1 to Garcia. If you're Eunice here, Ron, I think if Chapman's having a little trouble finding the zone, you make him pitch to you.
Exactly. You make him wait. Definitely, he's changing it up, though. He's trying to get a little in the head of the batter, and Garcia has a .395 batting average this season.
And the fastball will be letter high on the outside corner and even things up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Blevins on first, reach via the leadoff walk.
Yeah, but a good pitcher will make you guess and confuse yourself.
1-1 pitch swung on, and that's a hard shot and knocked down by Arsenault and scooped up by Tenorio, but no time to do anything as that'll be Garcia. I don't know, what do you think, error or infield single? I'm thinking infield single as far as Arsenault had to go on that just to stop it.
Yeah, he did slow it down. He wasn't able to grab it with his glove, but he did get it at least where it didn't go to the outfield.
So I think we're going to call that an infield single. So Garcia, the infield single, and Eunice in business now with runners at first and second. Now Braylon Jeter to the plate. The Cardinal righty pitcher with a chance to help his own cause here. And the curveball swung on, and Jeter will shoot that one out into right field on the bounce. Moto will get to it as Coach Almager is going to hold up the runner. Now he goes on his own as the ball gets bobbled. Play at the plate, not going to be in time. Snap throw down to third, and burned down is going to be Garcia. Blevins will score. Jeter with the single to right doesn't get an RBI because it was a score on the play, and then Garcia is out. That will be 9-4-5 for out number one. A bit confusing there.
Right, just a little bit. But if Jeter had just held up, it would have been fine. He tried, though. He was being aggressive, tried to get to third base, and unfortunately got tagged out.
And we will have a courtesy runner check in for the Cardinals. That's number 20. Haziel, and we don't have a last name. Going to talk to Coach Tyler about that. And now the cleanup hitter for the Cards, Jose Calvillo, will take the first pitch right down the pipe for strike one. One out, but a run in. We are tied at one apiece. Courtesy runner over at second. Huge lead, and the pitch swung on, and Calvillo pops that one back into the netting. So Jose now trails in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Calvillo has a .302 batting average, and he also has 1 triple and 6 doubles.
So the Cardinal lefty first baseman sets, and the curveball popped up over on the right side. I think that one is going to get out of play. It will, up onto the netting. So Calvillo stays alive as the balls go and collect in one little corner there. At some point, I guess they'll figure out how to get those down.
Yeah, it's just a matter of timing in most cases, just getting that bat in the right place.
So it's a no-ball, 2-strike count. Calvillo at the plate, 1-1 our score, 1 down for the Cards with a runner in scoring position. And the curveball ding-dong, that's going to hit Jose. So the hit by pitch, and Eunice has got the lines moving so far here in the first. Now Tyson Coy to the plate.
And if Garcia had not been caught, he would have been on third right now. Bases would be loaded, and Eunice would be looking at a nice setup with just 1 out. Or no outs,
They'd
actually.
had no outs, but, hey, you've got one, so you got to deal with it. Runners at first and second. Coy to the plate, and the fastball outside corner, bell tie. And that is strike one. So a no ball, 1-strike count. Setting, delivering, swung on and missed as taking a big hack at that one is Coy. That needed to be about 3 inches longer on that one. So he's down in the count 0-2. Got to go into plate protection mode.
He's coming in with a .264 batting average for the season. He's got 1 double and 1 triple as well as 12 RBIs.
Chapman sets up on the first base side of the rubber. Looks in, has his sign from West. He'll deal, and that one will be away for ball number 1. Billy Blevins walked to lead off the game and then scored on a bobble in the infield. Garcia with a single, Jeter with a single. And now the 1-2 pitch, that one will be away. And a throw down to second as Haziel was out in no man's land. The throw down to third, not going to be in time. So the courtesy runner will get the stolen base. Living dangerously out there, but Coach Almager making sure that he is taking advantage of the good speed that he's got on the base paths.
Exactly. He took that chance. He did not hesitate, and he went for it all the way and was able to get it.
So now a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Tyson Coy at the plate. Luis Gomez waits on deck. As Chapman will check the runners, he sets, comes to the plate, curveball. That one is going to just miss inside for ball number 3 as Calvillo heads down to second. As West thought about tossing it down there and then thought, with the speed at third, maybe I'll just get it back to Chapman.
Yeah, plus the stolen base for home, that would have been a bad result.
Wide of the payoff pitch, and that one's away. Ball 4 as Coy will work the walk, and that will walk the bases loaded. Second walk of the inning issued by Chapman on the hill. And now the bases loaded full of Cardinals, and the Cardinal center fielder, Luis Gomez, up to try and do some damage. We are tied at 1, but Eunice knocking on the door. Winner moves on to a state championship game on Saturday. That is tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. over at UNM.
Now, one of the things you got to know about Gomez is he's got a home run during this season, just one, but still he has had one, and he hits 290, so maybe that's the reason why they're getting together and making sure that they're on the same page.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to be on the same page. Of course, a big thank you to all the great folks who make Eunice Cardinals sports possible all season long and here in the playoffs as well. You're seeing them there if you're watching or listening on YouTube and on HobbsAmerica.com. You see those sponsors listed. We appreciate them. Of course, you're hearing their ads. We couldn't do it without their help and support. Of course, a big thanks to Jimmy Rosendo and Charlie the Thumb helping us out all season long. Your normal sports crew is, all right, looks like they are going to keep Chapman on the hill, but a long visit out at the mound.
Yeah, I would think it'd be really early to pull anybody at this point.
Yeah, pitching at a premium in this tournament with pitch counts and pitch limits and the way all that works. So, we talked about it a little while ago, the team with the deepest pitching, generally the one that is going to win. So Gomez steps in, and the first pitch will be letter high for strike one. Gomez with the tall young man, so he's got a pretty big strike zone. He steps out, steps back in. The fields here are all artificial turf, including the mounds. And the 0-1 pitch to Gomez. That one bounces, spiked the curveball, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. A couple of years ago, Eunice winning a state title against Capitan. In the case in that game, Capitan just ran out of pitching. And the 1-1 pitch, and that one is going to be just low for ball two. The Rehoboth faithful kind of groaning a little bit. Looked pretty good from up here, but we're this high. We have a little trouble telling the up and down.
Exactly, and some of these pitches, they do look good, but it is all up to up on what it was called.
2-1 pitch. That one will be away for ball number 3. So a 3-ball, 1 strike count.
Definitely doesn't want to walk him. That would walk in a run.
Yes, it would. And that would give Eunice the 2-1 lead. Bases juiced, 1 out. Gomez at the plate, a 3-1 count. Chapman deals outside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks and give Luis an RBI walk as that'll walk in Jeter. Lexi Hazel, who was running for Jeter. So that keeps them loaded up, too. Calvillo goes to third, Coy to second. Now Gomez at first as Luis Zamora, the Cardinals shortstop, will settle into the right side box. I'd say dig in, but you can't really dig into the turf. He tried, though. Didn't get anywhere, same as he wouldn't at home. First pitch to Zamora is outside for ball 1, and Chapman having troubles finding the strike zone.
Yeah, he's not having anybody chase, and Eunice is very disciplined at the bat. They don't swing at just anything.
So it's a 1-ball, no strike count to Zamora at the plate, and the pitch, the curveball, is going to be high for ball number 2. So a 2-ball, no strike count. As the Cards just going to keep the bat on the shoulder until Chapman proves he can start hitting the strike zone with any consistency. The wide and the 2-0 pitch, fastball away. West tried to bring that one over and frame it up, but not buying it. And Coach Almager being called over by one of the field umps about something. So they're asking, I don't know what's going on. The field ump is asking for time. I think he may have given a warning to the dugouts. I don't know what it could have been about.
I know, and they're not understanding what his signal was, so he has to run over to explain it to him verbally.
Yeah, I mean, something's going on. There's a warning to the dugouts. I think maybe somebody out on the base paths may be tussling a little bit. Maybe West and Coy maybe kind of bumping into each other or something. That was the kind of the body language intimated by the umpire out there. But both benches getting warnings. So maybe this one getting a little bit mouthy early. A 3-ball, no strike count to Zamora. Got to think the take sign is on here as Chapman will deal away. Ball 4, 3 consecutive walks, and that'll walk another one in as Calvillo will trot home. That is 4 walks in the first inning. 4 walks, 2 hits, a hit batter, 1 out. Bases still loaded. Now a 3-0 Eunice lead as Fabian Ornelas, the DH for the Cards, steps to the dish.
I see what he's doing. He's trying to catch the outside corner, but it's not working out for him so far. He needs to change up his strategy.
As Chapman will deal, that fastball does hit the outside corner. That is the first strike he has thrown in a while. And he goes up on Ornelas. No balls, one strike. Isaac Morales waits on deck for the Cards. As Chapman, a quick worker, the 0-1 pitch swung on, and that kind of fighting it off as that one ran inside on Ornelas. That was one of them, you either hit it or it hit you. Yeah, he fought it off, and so now he's down in the count. No balls, two strikes. You do not want to leave the bases loaded if you can avoid it. Just get the ball in play and see what happens. Fabian in plate protection mode as Chapman deals away. Ball one and low. The umpire pointing low and away on that one. I like it when umpires do that. It makes our job a lot easier.
Right. Don't see it very often. In fact, very few of them do it, really.
Chapman sets at the belt. He'll deal, and that one is in there. Called strike three, and Ornelas just watches the first K of the ball game for Chapman. Second out of the inning for Eunice, but they have batted around as now Isaac Morales to the plate. So Isaac, the third baseman for the Cards, will step in. Bases loaded. You do not want to leave them that way. Now 2 outs.
Yeah, Morales is a freshman. He only has a 163 batting average.
First pitch to Morales, and that one is in there. Called strike one as Chapman took just a touch off of that one. So a no ball, one strike count. Zamora at first, Gomez at second, Coy at third. West flashes the signs and the 0-1 pitch, and that one will be low. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count. Cards leading 3-1 and trying to add even more to it.
Seems that Chapman's working a little bit harder now that they are in a deficit.
1-1 pitch swung on, and that one is hit high in the air, but it'll go over the bullpen behind the first base dugout. And Morales now down 1-2. He found one he could tee off on, but got around a little bit late on it. But a ringing foul. He gets that one about a half a heartbeat earlier. We're probably looking at 5-1.
Yeah, missed that just by inches, like you said. Just didn't see the ball in time.
1-2 pitch, fastball away, and dropped by West. Stays right in front of him, though. So that keeps Coy over at third. Bases juiced, a 2-2 count. Eunice has batted around here in the first, but want to do more damage than just 3 runs. As the 2-2 pitch away and in the dirt, and runs the count full. Old habits die hard. It's not in the dirt. It's in the turf. The little black BBs up everywhere.
Right, which actually to me is a little worse.
Of course, you see that at Cardinal Stadium at home and also at Sportsman's Park. And the payoff pitch, and that one is going to miss. Ball 4, a very close pitch for the freshman to watch. But he'll have an RBI walk. 5th walk of the inning issued by Chapman. Moves Gomez to third, Zamora to second, and will play Tyson Coy. And now 4-1 in favor of the Cards. Bases still loaded, and Billy Blevins stepping back to the plate. As here comes Rehoboth's coach once again. And that will do it. So we will have a pitching change as Chapman is finished. So he goes 2/3 of an inning, gives up 4 runs, all of them earned, and he is responsible for everybody on the base paths. So with the pitching change, we'll take a timeout. Eunice 4, Rehoboth 1. Cardinal baseball continues in a moment on Cool 95.7.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one call oil and gas company.
Pitching change here in this bottom of the first inning as Chapman is chased after walking 5, giving up 4 runs, and still responsible for the bases full of cards with 2 outs. He'll be replaced by Trajan West, who moves over from shortstop. Zilkstra will move from third to short, and Chapman will move over to third. And so the final warm-up pitches for Trajan West. His parents must have liked Roman history. Trajan was a Roman emperor. So see, Mom, those history classes in college did pay off. So Billy Blevins will step in now. Billy 0 for 0 walked and scored to lead off the game, and the first pitch is in there, called strike 1. So new pitcher as Eunice has batted around. Bases still loaded. They would like to do more damage here in the first.
And Blevins is a good hitter.
A 1 pitch. That one is going to be low and evens the count at 1-1. When West was warming up, he throws a lot harder than Chapman. Not as much movement, but sometimes he overthrows it and tends to spike the ball. So the 1-1 count on the way, and that curveball swung on and missed. Well, he didn't spike that one. That was a pretty wicked pitch. It becomes a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Blevins.
Just the timing was off on Blevins. Went ahead of the ball and just missed the whole thing.
So the 1-ball, 2-strike count, 2 down, bases loaded. Eunice with 4 across, looking to add to it. West has what he wants for West, and the 1-2 pitch, and that one will be low and away. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beautiful morning for baseball here in the Duke City. 70-some-odd degrees when we started this one today. Nice breeze blowing, and the 2-2 pitch, and that one is going to miss away, ball 3. Again, Blevins as the leadoff hitter knows you gotta make him work. You gotta help your teammates see the pitches. But now he's got to really think about staying alive at 3-2. Billy knows you don't want to leave him juiced. And the line runners go on the 3-2 pitch swung on. That's a ground ball. Chapman scoops it up at third and fires it over to Arsenault at first in time to get Blevins 5-3 for out number 3. But the damage is done as Eunice puts 4 runs across after an inning of play here in the 2A semifinals. Eunice 4, Rehoboth Christian 1. Cardinal baseball continues in a moment on Cool 95.7, the Eunice Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Bart Parker, owner of Redbird LP Gas Company, and his employees are proud of the Eunice Cardinals. Bart, class of 1971, state champions of both basketball and baseball, support the kids in their academics and athletics. And they realize balancing both is challenging, and they appreciate the Cardinals' determination. Redbird knows the Eunice Cardinals have worked really hard to get where they're at, and they're cheering them on all the way. Supporting the Eunice Cardinals, Redbird LP Gas Company.
Go.
Eunice puts 4 runs across on 2 hits. No errors committed by Rehoboth Christian, and 3 runners left on base as Eunice sends 10 to the plate, but leaves the bases loaded. But they've got a 3-run lead going into this second inning. I'm TJ Miracle. Ron Gunter with us as well today. Winner of this ball game will move on to play for a state championship tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Lynx of Rehoboth Christian. Zach Van Druen, Nehemiah Hardy, their DH, and then Michael Morrow, their right fielder, due up. That is 7, 8, and 9. In that first inning, Rehoboth did get a run across as they got a run on a hit. No errors committed by the Cards, and they left 2 stranded. So both teams have left some runners out on the base paths. Braylon Jeter still on the bump for your Cardinals. So he will ascend the artificial turf mound here and look in as the left fielder, Van Druen will settle in. Garcia sets up on the outside portion of the plate in the wind, and the pitch fastball right where Garcia set the glove, but it was off the corner. The ump not buying it, ball 1. So the 1-ball, no strike count. Middle infielders are deep, corner infielders are in, and the 1-0 pitch. And checked it up and outside, ball 2. Gets away from Garcia. Nobody on, though. No harm, no foul. Coy out and left for the Cards is playing pretty shallow, and he's over towards the alley in left center. Everything else pretty well straight away. And the 2-0 pitch, and that one fought off. Oh, they're going to say it hit him before he swung at it.
It did. It hit him. I thought it hit him in the chest. It may have hit him in the wrist, but either way, it did hit him before it got to him.
So the second hit batter for Jeter, and Coach Almager asking, hey, if he swings at it and then it hits him, is it can he go? And I think that's a legit question. It looked like he swung at it from up here, but
right.
So not sure about so they're talking about it. I mean, a proper question.
Why not? I mean, this is a do or die, so they have to. Winner goes on, loser just goes home. So you want to make sure that the call is correct, and I would definitely argue.
Up to the officials as to what the attempt to move away from it is.
True, like so many things in baseball.
So now Hardy will step in with a runner on and nobody out, and the first pitch to the Lynx DH is in there at the letters, inside corner, strike 1. Like that Jeter comes right back inside after he hits a batter. Means he's not afraid to work those corners, especially in.
Exactly.
Jeter from the stretch looks over at the runner at first, pickoff attempt, and pretty close in there, and diving back in is Van Druin. Good slap tag put down by Calvillo. Jeter with a deceptive move. You wouldn't think that he would have a real great move. It's a little awkward looking, but he's got the arm strength that it gets there a lot faster than you'd think it was going to. So he'll come set at the belt, check the runner again. And the 0-1 to Hardy, fastball, and the runner goes as the throw down from Garcia going to bounce in. Good speed from Brandruin, and he will take the stolen base. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Or, nope, they called that a strike, so 0-2 now to Hardy. At the dish, Michael Morrow waits on deck. That'd be M-U-R-R-O-W. Morrow's how I'm going to say it. So an 0-2 count. The number 8 hitter, the DH Hardy, runner at second for the Lynx. Eunice leads this one 4-1. We are in the top of the second inning. Jeter checks on the runner and the 1-2 pitch, and that one is going to get away from Garcia. And on the wild pitch, Van Druin will move over to third.
No attempt to try to get him out on that one. Just was too late on that. So wild pitches once again causing problems on both sides. Just need to clean that up a little bit and get your pitches a little crisper.
So now a 1-ball, 2-strike count. And there's a little bit of a jam here early for Jeter. He got in a little bit of trouble early in the first couple that he faced in the first inning, and then turned it on with limited damage. And the 1-2 pitch, and that one will be right on the outside corner, but high, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Indeed, yeah, with one on scoring position, no outs, he's got to work hard to be able to stop that run from scoring.
Yeah, very important here to get the out, and the 2-2 pitch swung on, and that'll be a slow roller. It's going to be like a bunt. Jeter probably should have just held on and held off on that one. It would have gone foul, and the run will score, and a sail down to second. So Van Druin is going to score on Hardy's oopsie little, is an RBI, basically a oopsie swinging bunt single. And actually, it won't be an RBI because it'll be an E1 that scored the run.
Right, and that's all because the catcher wasn't prepared for that throw.
And Jeter, if he just holds off a half a heartbeat, that ball rolls foul, and we reset. But as it is, a run comes across, and so Rehoboth now trailing Eunice 4-2. The number 9 hitter, Murrow, to the plate. And Jeter comes back and says, all right, I've had enough of this. Takes the deep breath and then sends one in there at around 85 miles an hour. And Murrow just goes, uh-oh. And the 0-1 pitch, same spot. Swings at it, gets just a piece of it. And almost a very defensive swing there. But Murrow gets a piece of it, but now Jeter up in the count, 0-2. Might be time for that changeup you don't see real often. I don't like it when pitchers nibble at 0-2. think they ought to come right at him.
Exactly. Might as well get it out. Just get the third strike.
0-2 pitch fastball inside, ball one. He came at him, but came inside. Yeah. So a 1-ball, 2-strike count. No nibbling there. Runner at second is Hardy. He reached via the error, and the next pitch will be outside, ball two. So a 2-ball, 2-strike count. So the 2-2 count, runner in scoring position for Rehoboth. Eunice leading this one 4-2. Nobody out, though, for the Lynx as they try and get the line moving. Choking up a little on the bat is Muro. And the 2-2 pitch, and that one will be away and a little low for ball three. So it's a 3-ball, 2-strike count, full count. Top of the lineup waits on deck for Rehoboth. So the 3-2 count.
Timeout against
timeout as they are gonna call the balk on Jeter. So everybody will move around on the balk, and so Muro reaches on a balk.
Ump even showing what he did wrong.
Yeah. They're saying that he comes set and then kind of double hitched there, and that led him now on a balk. The runners are supposed to advance. They do not advance Hardy. Okay, I thought on a balk you were supposed to advance, but they called the balk. So West will step in now.
I think it's on a force.
And the line and the pitch swung on and missed by West. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to deep right on the first pitch of the ball game. And with 3:30 down the lines, 3:90 to straightaway, it's probably around 3:50, 3:55 to the alleys. And the 0-1 pitch fastball, and that one just misses outside as Garcia tries to frame it up, but the ump not buying it.
Now, I've seen a couple of pitchers who got caught in their head once they got that balk and weren't right for a couple of pitches. Looks like this time it's not affecting him as much.
Run across, 2 on, nobody out for Rehoboth. The curveball swung on, and that's a chop shot. Going to find its way through into left field. Coy comes up with it and will twirl it in quickly, but it'll be a single for West to left, and that'll load him up. West at first, Muro at second, now Hardy at third. And so Eunice in a bit of a jam here in their half of the second with John Zylstra coming to the plate. Zylstra with a hard single right back up the middle his last time up. And also scored. So Zylstra steps in. He is 1 for 1. The base is juiced. Eunice moving the infield in. They will going to try and cut that run off. And the first pitch swung on, and that one fouled hard into the netting right next to the Rehoboth dugout. Strike one.
Pretty sure he's the coach's son, but he's also a sophomore, and he has a .529 batting average. Pretty good at the plate. It's over half.
Yes, he is. So nowhere to put him this time, though. As the 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Good throw there from Jeter. Rears back and runs that one by. You need to get it out because then it becomes a little less pressing that the bases are loaded. Again, the infield in, going to try and cut off that run if it's on the ground. And the 1-2 pitch, up and in. And will run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Winner of this game moves on to play for a state title tomorrow morning over at UNM. The loser gets ready for graduation and football season. 2-2 pitch swung on, and that one is going to be fouled into the netting right behind home plate. So the count stays 2-2. Of course, a couple of games going on here this afternoon, or rather morning.
They're excited over there, too.
Yeah, sounds like I believe it's Santa Fe Indian and West Las Vegas on field 1. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Ring him up and sit him down. Got him with the high heater. Third K of the ball game for Jeter. And now there is 1 down for Rehoboth. And that is important because what it means is if you get a hard one on the ground, you can maybe turn 2. It's Coach Tyler Almager going to take the timeout. He's going to go have a word with his infield and his pitcher. While we've got a moment, a big thank you to all the great folks and sponsors who make Eunice Cardinal sports possible all season long and here in the playoffs. If you're listening to the audio feed on the YouTube channel or on HobbsAmerica.com. Of course, you see those sponsors right there at the bottom of your screen. You're hearing their spots, and we appreciate them and all of our great Cardinal supporters throughout the year. With Ron Gunter, I'm TJ Miracle Levy Stuber in studio engineering and producing. We've got a good one here in the 2A semifinals. Both teams have threatened to really kind of blow this one open, and both coaches have come out to try and settle their pitchers down. Matter of fact, Rehoboth had a pitching change in the first inning. So now it'll be Raiden West to the plate. West, the catcher, hit by a pitch, left stranded an inning ago. Now Jeter throws over to first as I think that was more a case of Calvillo handles it, as they were trying to see if they could get Hardy to kind of go to sleep over at third to throw across the diamond. Didn't happen.
Right.
So now Jeter will deal to West. Fastball going to be high for ball one.
Yeah, one of the problems that Tularosa had yesterday was catching the ball at first. They had several attempts or several possibilities of being able to get an out at first, and they just were overthrown or not caught in time.
So it's a 1-ball, no strike count, and the line from Jeter, and the pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. Jeter with it, comes home and throws it away. That'll score one as Garcia goes back, tosses home, and Jeter will burn down the second run, but Hardy will score on the second Eunice error, second of the inning for Braylon Jeter. 4-3 the score as Muro is going to be out 2-1 for out number 2. And West at third, Trajan West and Raiden West on the fielder's choice will be on at first and then moves to second on the play at the plate. Jeter had time to throw that ball. He didn't have to try and gun it to Garcia. He could have just soft-tossed it and they'd have had the force out.
Yeah, it did go over his head just a little bit. There was also confusion afterwards. Another run seems to have scored, but I thought he was out.
Yeah, he was out. They called him out. So 4-3 is what they've got on the board.
That's right.
As Michael Muro was out 2-1 as Jeter slapped the tag on. And the line in the first pitch will be a called strike one. Dakota Chapman, who started the game as the pitcher, now has moved to third. Yeah, I think the Rehoboth Christian coach may have been arguing that Jeter was blocking the plate.
Right.
And the 0-1 pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot over on the right side, handled by Blevins, and then over to Calvillo at first. 4-3 for out number 3, but a couple of errors cost the Cardinals. We head to the bottom of the second. Eunice 4, Rehoboth Christian 3. Eunice Cardinal baseball continues in a moment here on Cool 95.7.
Parker Energy Services has been servicing the community for over 17 years. They offer water hauling, dirt work, and disposable services. Dispatchers and sales staff are available anytime, and office staff is available from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday through Friday. Parker Energy aims to satisfy their customers and give their employees great job opportunities. Parker Energy is family-owned and operated, big enough to meet your needs and small enough to offer excellent and personalized services. Consider Parker Energy support services for all of your support needs. Visit them today at 2350 Avenue O in Eunice.
As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best price on the very best coverage for life, health, auto, retirement planning, commercial or personal insurance. Lavelle Insurance offers innovative solutions to protect your assets, goals, and future plans.
2 runs on just 1 hit, 2 errors committed by the Cardinals, and 2 runners left on as Rehoboth chops into the Cardinal lead, but Eunice still leading 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Leading it off for the Cards, it'll be Kevin Garcia. He'll be followed by Braylon Jeter and then Jose Calvillo. It is 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Cards. Last score we had from across town in the girls 4A softball elimination round was the 7th inning, and the the Lovington Lady Cats were in front of Artesia trying to knock off a district rival. 5-2, top 7 was the last we heard in that. We do know Lovington is the visitor in that ball game. So Artesia will have a last at bat. That on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, HobbsAmerica.com. So as Kevin Garcia will step in, he is 1 for 1. And then got thrown out trying to stretch a hit from before him. And the first pitch is in there from West for strike 1. So a 0 ball, 1 strike count. 4-3 Eunice in the lead. First inning and a half has taken quite a while, and the 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. As West took a little bit off of that one, and Garcia just completely fooled by the changeup. Way out in front of it.
And Garcia would like to make up for those 2 fielding mistakes he made earlier as a catcher.
0-2 pitch swung on, and that'll be a little chop shot as it's handled by Chapman at third and then fires across the diamond, but late as Arsenault stretches out. But Garcia is not your typical catcher. He's got some wheels on him, and he beats out the throw from Chapman. I don't know why Zylstra didn't handle that one. That probably should have been the shortstops, but hey, it'll be an infield single. You will take it. And now Jeter will step in. Jeter 1 for 1. Singled to right. Back in the first inning. So now 1 on, nobody out. Eunice trying to scramble some runs back on the board. They lead by 1. West from the stretch will check the runner at first. And to the plate, up and in on Jeter. Ball 1.
Yeah, high and in there. As Jeter's had 18 RBIs coming into this playoff season.
So a 1 ball, no strike count, pitcher on pitcher duel. As West looks into West. Now looks over at first with Arsenault, and he'll deal fastball right down the pipe. Strike 1. Jeter may not see a better pitch than that all afternoon. So it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Jeter looks down to Coach Almager. Now he's back in the box. West checks on Garcia, and a pickoff attempt. Kevin sliding back in. Pretty good move there from West. And the count remains 1 ball and 1 strike. As West will deal curveball, and that one is going to miss in for ball 2. So now 2-1 the count. 4-3, Eunice in the lead. Garcia with the infield single to lead it off, stands at first. Jeter at the plate, and the 2-1 pitch swung on, and that one will be a chop shot high one. Leaping at second is Tenorio, goes to the shortstop, but breaking it up is Garcia. So Jeter will reach on the fielder's choice. Garcia is going to be out 4-6 for out number 1, and Jeter will now replace him over at first. And we will have a courtesy runner check into the ball game. That's Haziel again. Yes, it is, number 20.
Yep.
Again, Coach Almager did not put last names on the roster, and I don't believe Max Preps had been updated to include that young man.
Apparently not.
So now Jose Calvillo will step in. Jose was hit by a pitch and scored back in that first. So speed at first, and the pitch from west to west is in there, strike 1. Calvillo, the lefty first baseman, taps the plate. Sets back up right towards the plate side of the box, and a pickoff attempt. Sliding back in safely under the tag, AZL. Calvillo settles back in towards the back of the box as West sets up outside. And now the other West going to step off and ask him to run the signs again. So the 0 ball, 1 strike count. Calvillo waits, and now West will deal, swung on, and that one will be a little chop shot. Could be trouble as West off the pitching mound handles it and fires it to first in time to get Calvillo. So he's out 1-3 for out number 2. It will move Haziel over to second. So now runners, or just a runner at second, 2 down for Eunice.
Yeah, and unlike the first inning, Eunice is not having as much ease getting on base.
They are swinging the lumber a little bit better here, but they have yet to really make hard contact on West. And that one will come inside to Coy for ball number 1. So a 1 ball, no strike count. There are 2 down, but a runner in scoring position. Eunice leads us in 4-3, bottom of the second. 4-3 and a 1-0 count. AZL, good lead off of second, and the pitch, and that one is at the top of the zone. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So a 1 ball, 1 strike count. As West has come on and settled things down for Rehoboth. But now he'll get the sign from West and the 1-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he break it? Yep, I think he broke. As they appeal it down. Yep. I think it's strike 2.
And it is.
And it is. So a 1-ball, 2-strike count as Coy not able to hold it up as Almager comes over to ask about it. Sorry, Coach. I hate to agree with the ump on that one, but like the wrist broke and he broke the plane. And the 1-2 pitch at the plate, and that one will be in the dirt to Coy, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just got to call them like we see them.
Exactly. I mean, you do that on both sides. Everybody's happy. If you do it on just one side, and a lot of people complain.
So a 2-ball, 2-strike count. As Coy back in. As the 2-2 pitch swung on, and that's a hard shot. And backhanding it deep in the hole is Tenorio, but it gets by him. That'll get a run home. The speedy AZL will come in, and it'll be an RBI single for Tyson Coy. Tenorio made a heck of a move on it at second, just couldn't quite get there, so that'll cash in the run for AZL and make this a 5-3 ball game. And now Luis Gomez is going to step to the plate.
Yeah, Coy got his at least 13th RBI of the season.
So now Gomez had an RBI walk his last time up. 0 for 0 with a walk and an RBI. You got to like those numbers. On-base percentage likes it. And that one is going to be up high and inside for ball 1. The first and maybe only Harry Doyle of the game, just a bit inside. So the 1-ball, no strike count to Gomez at the plate. Runner at first is Coy. And the 1-0 pitch swung on, and that one is golfed out of the stadium. That one may actually have made it to field. I don't know, what is that, 2-3-83 over there?
Yep, field 3.
So a 1-ball, 1-strike count. They have 5 fields at this complex. They're just using the 2 of them this morning.
Does slow down the sometimes there's ball interference as one park will hit it to the other park, and it's been lucky. I've noticed most of the time though that play has been stopped before it actually has to be stopped.
See that a lot over at the 2 softball fourplexes. Now the umpire is asking for somebody to come over from the grounds crew, because one of them was out checking the bag at first. So we've had a lot of delays in play here this morning.
Yes.
As we click towards 11 o'clock. I mean, baseball is a pastoral game, but let's move these things here.
Yeah, well, there was a big delay last night, too, in the Carlsbad game. Never could find out why, but the umps always were getting together. Even had a scorecard out at one point, checking things out, and seemed like there was never ending meetings that came up with no real solution.
There might have been a question about somebody batting out of order on the roster, it sounds like, but sometimes they do kind of keep those things a little quiet. So Luis Gomez will step back in, so whatever they were working on, I guess they got it worked out. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Runner at first is Coy. Line in the 1-1 pitch and swung on and fouled back to the screen. So it goes to a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 5-3, Eunice in the lead. They've plated 1 this inning. They'd like to add to it. Luis Gomez, the number 6 hitter and center fielder at the dish. As West looks in to West. Pardon me, and the pitch swung on, and Luis gets a piece of that one and fouls it off to the right side. So the count will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
We definitely had a competitive game yesterday. Looks like today, Eunice once again being able to get scoring in each inning.
That's what you want to do. And the pitch swung on and missed as down goes Gomez swinging on a curveball. Second K of the ball game for Rehoboth pitching. First K for Trajan West. Eunice puts another run across in the second. We head to the third. Eunice 5, Rehoboth 3. as Cardinal baseball from the state tournament continues in a moment here on Cool 95.7 KLEA Hobbs Lovington.
Eunice schools are excited to have students and staff back on campus and involved in another successful school term. It's been an eventful year, and the Eunice schools are ready for whatever comes their way. Eunice Public Schools provide high-quality educational experiences in a safe environment. The entire Eunice community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities, and a fantastic school system.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Everybody up at home plate. NMAA officials are down at home plate, too. As I have a feeling there's getting ready to be some people tossed out of this place. So I'm not sure what all is going on down there.
Exactly.
With Ron Gunter, I'm TJ Miracle. Hang on 1 second.
Oh, okay, I thought so. It's home plate. The issue is not sure if it's unsteady or not, but home plate is having an issue right now.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Home plate is apparently not in the ground correctly, and it's an issue for the kids and the players. So they're going to work on replacing home plate to get that safe. Hey, you want to do things safely.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you don't want to be in a high school baseball game and get hurt just because of some equipment like a home plate. That would be very bad, costly too, because the parents would be, and the school probably would be going after somebody.
Yeah, I would think so on that one. Probably better to see if you can get it fixed and not get yourself sued. So, last update we had from over in Rio Rancho, Cleveland, bottom of the 7th inning, the Lovington Lady Cats winning that ball game by a score of 6-3. Of course, Artesia with last at bat. But Lovington, number 2 team in the state, trying to knock off Artesia for the 3rd time this season and stay alive in the elimination round of 4A softball. That on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and on HobbsAmerica.com. Of course, we're here with a little baseball today. 5-3 in favor of your Eunice Cardinals. With Ron Gunter, I'm TJ Miracle. Sitting in, filling in for Jimmy Rosendo and the Thumb, Charlie Fairbrush. Appreciate them and all their help all these seasons. Is Jeter out there continuing to warm up as they continue to put down they're gluing it down, basically, looks like. Spray glue.
Hopefully it's fast sealing. I've had those kind of glues where you have to hold it on for at least 10 minutes and it still doesn't quite hold. So this could be a bit of a delay, just depending on what kind of adhesive they're using.
Yeah, it could be. And Rehoboth has actually left their dugout. Eunice is out warming up.
Right. Might as well take the most of it, Don't get cold or don't let your muscles seize up a little bit. That can cost you, and it's only the 2nd inning right now. Plenty of time, though, for this game.
5-3, Eunice in the lead over the Rehoboth Christian Lynx from up near Gallup. So, while we've got the time, while we're going to look at how we got here in the 1st inning, Rehoboth Christian got 1 run on 1 hit. No errors committed by Eunice, and then 2 runs were left on. As it started out, Trajan West with a long fly out to deep right field. Then John Zylstra came up and singled up the middle. Raiden West next was hit by a pitch. Then Coda Chapman with an RBI single to right. And then Braylon Jeter came back and struck out the next 2 batters that he faced to get out of that inning. And for the Lynx in the 2nd inning, they got 2 runs on just 1 hit. Eunice committed 2 errors in that inning, both of them costing runs. And then there were 2 runners left on for Eunice. Again, 5 runs across, 5 on 4. And in the first inning, they got 4 runs on just 2 hits. 5 walks issued by the then starting pitcher, Coda Chapman. Eunice made the absolute most of those, but left the bases loaded. You certainly hope that doesn't come back to bite him later with the runners stranded. Then in the second inning for Eunice, they got 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and they left another runner out there. So our line score through our first 2 innings of play, Eunice 5 runs on 4 hits. They've committed 2 errors and left 4 runners on base. For the visiting team, Rehoboth Christian, they get 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors committed by them yet, and they have also stranded 4 out on the base paths as they continue the surgery and the work on home plate. A long delay here.
Yes, indeed. As Eunice comes in at 6, Rehoboth comes in at 7. They have a 12-10 record, Rehoboth did, and Eunice evens it up at 11-11 with that win yesterday.
So Eunice trying to move on. Both of these teams pulling upsets yesterday.
Well, that was their 5th win in a row against Tularosa, even though they hadn't played them since 2022.
So Eunice knocking off Tularosa. Big win there yesterday, and Rehoboth getting here, the number 7 team in the state, by knocking off Loving. And Loving was thinking they had an argument to be the number 1 team in the state instead of Santa Rosa. But Rehoboth came in and just knocked them out. So Jeter back on the hill, going to take some more warm-ups. As I guess we've got the plate secured properly. I don't remember the last time I saw a home plate have to be fixed. I've seen the base, the individual bases before pop up and have to be dug out and things changed on that. But
maybe in the majors when one of the managers goes out there and throws the home plate, maybe you have to have that. But yeah, luckily it doesn't happen very often.
No, it does not. So, all right, well, they're still letting Eunice do their warm-ups once again as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Eunice leading 5-3. Braylon Jeter still on the hill for your Eunice Cardinals. And due up for the Lynx of Rehoboth Christian, it'll be Arsenault, Christensen, and Van Druen. That'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Lynx as they try and cut into this 2-run Eunice lead. So the Cardinals looking to punch their ticket back through. Of course, they were the state champions a couple of years back. Proud to be able to call that game over at Santa Ana Star Field.
You know, the strength of schedule on 2A is a little confusing. Everybody's in the negative, and Eunice had a 6.3, and Loving had a 14.8, so it didn't seem like they were as strong as you thought they were coming into this. Rehoboth come in with a 8.4, all of them negative. So you look like Eunice had the best strength of schedule of those teams.
So, yeah, Eunice does usually play a pretty tough schedule. Play a lot of teams that are not always in their division. Played Lovington a couple of times. So Arsenault will step in. He is 0 for 1, was a strikeout victim back in the first. As Jeter ready to deal, and he'll kick to the lefty first baseman, and it is on the inside corner for a called strike 1. So after the long delay to get home plate tacked back down, we are back to it as Jeter quickly back to work, and the 0-1 pitch to Arsenault swung on. That one is on the air and up and out of play over the third base side dugout. That may get over to field 1. I think maybe fall a little bit short, but it is strike 2. Jeter has the sign he wants from Garcia. And he's ready in the 0-2 pitch fastball, and that one will be just high for ball 1. Outfield playing about halfway back. Coy a little bit over towards the alley in left center. And the 1-2 pitch fastball swung on. That's a line shot, going to find its way through into center field. Gomez will get to it, and Luis will toss it back in, but Arsenault was ready for that fastball and shot it right back up the middle on a rope. And now stands at first after the leadoff single. So now Jude Christensen to the plate. He was a strikeout victim back in the first. He's 0 for 1. 0 for 1 with a runner at first. Cardinals leading 5-3. But Rehoboth trying to get something going here in the third after the long delay. Jeter checks on the runner. Runner goes and swung on, and the hit and run on. That one is going to curl foul and into the Eunice bullpen.
Definitely out of play on that one.
So trying the hit and run going there. Long way for Coy to have to run.
But again, he's got youth on his side, so.
I'm going to say it makes me tired just watching it. It's a 0-1 count, no matter how you look at it, to Christensen. As Arsenault has to go all the way back to first, and the pitch, and trying to steal again. Is that one going to bounce in, and safely in at second is Arsenault with the stolen base. It looks to me, Ron, like Rehoboth Christian has decided that Garcia doesn't have enough arm to gun him down, and they're really going to take advantage of that if they can.
You're probably right about that. So far, they've been very aggressive on the base running, and it has paid off. They have not lost a runner yet.
0-2 count to Christensen at the plate as Jeter will check and fire. Swung on, popped up over on the right side. Coming in is Calvillo and will make the grab right in the middle of the base paths between first and second. So the pop-up to the first baseman will be one out. And that is not to say what we said a minute ago, that Garcia has a weak arm. He really doesn't.
Right.
It just looks like Rehoboth has decided to test that, especially to second. So that'll be Zach Van Druin to the plate.
Piazza was a great hitter, but he was not so good catcher-wise as far as fielding.
And Van Druin will show bunt and try and lay it down and fouls it off. Strike one. And last time I checked, that guy was in the Hall of Fame. So
exactly. So he did well. He couldn't throw at everybody or a lot of people, but he still made it up with his bat.
So a no ball, one strike count. Van Druin at the plate with one down. Jeter going to check Arsenault, who will go from third, showing bunt as Kevin just going to let him go as that one was low and outside in the BBs out there. So it'll be a stolen base again for Arsenault, his second stolen base of this time out around the base paths. And it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Van Druin at the plate. So now the run that could get him back to within 90 feet. And a 1-1 count to Van Druin at the plate. So Jeter going to try and lock this one down right now. Garcia sets up over the middle, and the pitch swung on. It's a comebacker. Jeter with it. He will turn and fire to first after he looks Arsenault back over to third, and then made a good throw to first. He didn't have to hurry on that one, and he did not. Van Druin will be out 1-3 for out number 2.
But he played it well. He was checking to see where the third base runner was going to try to advance to home, and decided not to, ran back, and that's when he threw it to first.
So now it'll be Nehemiah Hardy, the DH, to the plate. He reached via an error back in the first, or rather in the second. So he is 0 for 1, but he's got a run scored, and the first pitch to Hardy will be a fastball that just misses inside for ball 1. Cardinal faithful not real happy about that one. Pretty close, but inside. So a 1-ball, no-strike count. Arsenault stays over at third. 2 outs. Jeter looks and deals. Fastball swung on. That'll be a jam shot. Going to find its way through into shallow center field. Gomez on his horse and then lets it get by him. It'll be an RBI single for Hardy. RBI single to center. And then he advances to second on an E8. So the third error for Eunice cost him a base. It didn't cost him a run that time, but Rehoboth not going away as they pull to within a run at 5-4, and they've got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
It looked like it took an awkward bounce. He wasn't able to corral it like he thought it was and just ran past it, had to go back and get it.
So now Muro to the plate. Muro reached on a balk in the second inning. He's 0 for 0, and the first pitch from Jeter outside will be ball 1. Garcia's really done a pretty nice job behind the dish so far. Has only let one get by him through the first 2 2/3. Jeter checks on that runner at second, and he'll deal the 1-0. Swung on and fouled straight into the turf and kind of spins right behind the point of home plate. So it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. So the 1-ball, 1-strike count. 2 outs. Rehoboth back to within 1. Eunice trying to shut it down. Jeter looks back at Hardy. Now comes to the plate. Swung on. That's a chop shot. And it'll be foul down in front of the Rehoboth dugout as Calvillo gets it between first and the dugout. And that'll run the count to 1-2 to Muto. So the 1-2 count. Rehoboth not going away and trying to do some damage with the bottom of the lineup. Braylon looks on his runner. Zamora keeps him close and inside, and that hit him. Yep, I think it did. Ding dong. Yep, that got him. Muto hit by a pitch. That is the third hit batter for Jeter, and that'll turn things back over to the top of the lineup with Trajan West to the plate. West 1 for 2, a long fly out in the first. Then singled and was left stranded in the second. Single here plates at least one, though, and ties this ball game. You've got an open base. Do you maybe think about pitching around him, Ron?
No, I don't think Cardinals are going to do that. I think they're going to go for it. They've not been shy about that.
So runners at first and second as Jeter deals the fastball. Yep, comes right after him. Strike one on the swing and a miss.
And that's interesting, too, because it looked like it was an inside pitch, and he swung for it. West did.
Jeter kind of wags the arm a little bit. Now he'll check the runners, sets at the belt. And timeout asked for as West asks for timeout and steps out. I'm glad they granted that. Jeter was getting ready to go into his wind, and when you get in the wind, that's when you can get trouble and maybe guys potentially with a little bit of hurt there.
Right.
But they got it called before, and so the 0-1 pitch curveball, and that one going to miss. Jeter does not pull the curveball out of the pocket very often. He's got it, but he doesn't use it a whole lot. So it's a 1-1 count as that curve goes away. And the 1-1 pitch fastball, that one just a heater on the outside corner, called strike two. So now do you maybe come back inside? You've had him with a couple outside, the curve and then the fastball. Do you maybe bust him in here?
Either that or you just go ahead and get down the middle with a fastball and see if you can get him to swing.
The wind and the 1-2 pitch, the curveball fought off. And yep,
that's
okay. Yep, that's the strikeout as he broke the plane for strike number 3. Ring him up, sit him down. 4th K of the ball game for Jeter, but another run. Frankenstein to cross for Rehoboth Christian as they toss it over to first. Yeah, they're clearing the base paths. There's a runner at first, nowhere to put him, even if he missed the ball. So, all right, they run Frankenstein together. Let's try this again for Rehoboth Christian as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Eunice 5, Rehoboth 4, as Eunice Cardinal baseball continues in just a moment.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one call oil and gas company.
1 run on 2 hits, 1 error committed by the Cardinals, and 2 runners left on for the Lynx as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Eunice 5 and Rehoboth Christian 4. I'm TJ Miracle, Ron Gunter alongside Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing here this afternoon. For Eunice, it'll be Luis Zamora, Fabian Ornelas, and Isaac Morales. It is 7, 8, and 9, bottom 3rd of the lineup, due up for the Cardinals, hanging on to a 1-run lead. Winner of today's game will go on to play the winner of Santa Rosa and Manal Oak Grove. That game at 4 o'clock this afternoon here at field number 4. Eunice would like an opportunity to turn, I believe it would be their 20th state championship, but they've got to hold off Rehoboth here today. to have that opportunity.
And an update for you from Rio Rancho. It looks like Artesia and Lovington are all knotted up at the top of the 8 at 7 apiece.
Wow, so that one has gone extra innings.
Yes.
You wouldn't expect anything less from those two teams.
I know, they do fight each other tooth and nail.
Yes, they do. Cats and dogs do. There's, I know that's an old cliche, but with those two teams, it is not a cliche. It is cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs, oil and water, whatever you want to say. They are fire and gasoline. It's always explosive.
Yes, it is. Luis Zamora will step in to lead off, and he will take a hack at the first pitch, and it'll be strike one. Zamora walked and had an RBI back in the first. Second pitch from West is going to be high, even the count at 1-1 to Luis. Zamora, Ornelas, Morales. Of course, that Lovington game available, Lovington Sports YouTube, the 1-1 pitch curveball. That one is in there, called strike two as Zamora kind of let the knees shimmy a little bit there. Not a full knee buckler, but was not ready for that pitch. Now he's down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, as West looks into West. And the 1-2 pitch swung on, and that'll be a slow roller to shortstop as the third baseman handles it, double clutches, and then pulls Arsenault off of first as Chapman shouldn't have had that ball. It should have been Zylstra out there. But Chapman with it and then pulls the runner off, and so the E5 will allow Zamora to reach. Ron, why would the third baseman take that when it's clearly the shortstop?
Sometimes you just are playing on instinct. You try to see what you can do, and you think you've got it. And since he had to bobble it a little bit before he threw the ball, that kind of cost him that first out.
And so Ornelas steps in. Hey, if you're a Cardinal fan, you'll take it. And the throw over and back in easily is Zamora. Infield goes to double play depth. Chapman moves up in the hole at third. And the pitch swung on, and that one high in the air and hits the steel girder that holds the screening up and rings the bell. For strike one to Ornelas. Baby and a strikeout victim his last time up. So looking to see if he can move Zamora over and around.
Yeah, he has a below 200 batting average, and so he's trying to increase that now.
And the pitch is low and away, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count.
And Ornelas is a senior, so this will be his last season as a Cardinal.
Of course, they'll be graduating on Sunday afternoon. I understand they may have moved that to the auditorium. And the pickoff attempt again is Zamora giving West kind of some fits over there. You can use that to your advantage. Arsenault holds him on as West will deal, and that one right down the pipe. Fabian probably not going to see a better pitch than that in his life, but certainly not inching towards this afternoon.
Right.
And the 1-2 pitch swung on. That's a chop shot up the middle. Double play written all over it. Zylstra bobbles the ball, though, and just has to eat it in the E6. So back-to-back errors, and the Cardinals in business. I've got to think Zylstra there was thinking double play before he had the ball, Ron.
As most things do, yeah. He was thinking about either throwing it over or trying to figure out if he needed to run it over. But in the meantime, he forgot all about the one little thing he needed the most, the ball. And as he was moving off to his left, the ball, unfortunately, was dropping to the ground.
So now Morales is going to show bunt, and he'll lay it down the third baseline, but it'll roll foul. So trying to move him along as that was the hardest bunt I think I've seen in 5 seasons. You really want to put it down and kind of try and kill it in the turf down there.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to run it over to third base. When you've got a runner going to third base, that's just an addition for an easy out.
So
but it did go foul.
Morales back in, 0-1. Ornelas at first, Zamora at second, and he'll show bunt again. Lay that one down much better this time. Goes out to no man's land as West will get to it between the mound and third and fire it across to get the speedy Morales 1-3 for out number 1, but it'll be the sack bunt as it moves Zamora to third and Ornelas to second. Good fundamental baseball right there as Billy Blevins will step to the plate.
Definitely it is. 2 on scoring position, just 1 out. Eunice looking good so far.
Blevins 0 for 1 in the ball game. But he did walk and score in the first, and the first pitch is away to Billy for ball number 1. So the 1 ball, no strike count. Is quickly back to work West in the 1-0 pitch, and that one's going to be away for ball number 2. Kevin Garcia waits on deck. 2 on, 1 out. A 1-run lead for the Cardinals, trying to tack a couple back up onto it. And the 2-0 pitch, and that one is up and away, ball 3.
And Billy's looking just to see if he can get anything to hit, and so far he has found nothing to swing at.
But I bet he's got the green light if West grooves him one here. We'll have to see. And the 3-0 pitch, and nope, the take sign was on as Blevins watches it into the glove of West and never even flinches. Play the percentages.
Right.
So a 3 ball, 1 strike count. And the pitch to Blevins, and that one will be away for ball 4. Billy works his second walk of the morning. 6th walk issued by Rehoboth pitching. First one issued by West since he came in. So now the base is juiced once again as Kevin Garcia will step to the plate. Garcia 2 for 2 in the ballgame. He's got 2 infield singles.
And Garcia hitting about 400 now with 15 hits. He's got 1 triple. Would like to get that again.
And the pitch, curveball, and that one is going to nip the inside corner. West curveball breaks from about 10, 11 o'clock down to about 4 or 5. And the 0-1 pitch. That fastball going to bounce on the plate, gets away from the catcher, but getting to it quickly is West, as that one kind of hit the newly repaired plate and didn't have a whole lot of bounce on it.
Didn't have far to go, and that's why the runners stayed where they were at.
And those runners are Zamora at third, Ornelas at second, Blevins at first. And it's a 1-1 count at the plate to Garcia. The Cardinal catcher looking to cash him in, and that one will be low for ball 2. So the 2 ball, 1 strike count. We are in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 5-4, Eunice in the lead. And the 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. Took a little bit off of that one. Wasn't a full changeup, but it was enough to throw off Kevin's timing.
And now he's just got to protect the plate, or at least get something hittable and possibly get a couple of RBIs in the process.
And a 2 ball, 2 strike count. And the pitch swung on, and Kevin gets a piece of it. Garcia stays alive. Update from Rio Rancho, Cleveland in the elimination round of the 4A softball tournament. Top of the 9th inning, still tied at 7.
Wow.
Lovington and Artesia. Don Morgan with the call on that one on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. HobbsAmerica.com. Back here in the 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed as Garcia, kind of a half-hearted swing. He was thinking fastball, got the curveball instead and couldn't really pull up on it and meet the ball. So there is 2 outs now for the Cardinals on the 3rd K of the ball game for Lynx pitching, and now Braylon Jeter to the plate. Jeter a single in the first and scored. Reached via the fielder's choice and scored in the second. He's 1 for 1, and he'll take that one over to field number 2.
It did go there perfectly, too.
So strike 1 to Jeter. Nobody playing over there right now.
No, but, Eunice played there yesterday.
And they moved over here slightly to the east to play on field 4. And the 0-1 pitch. Jeter shoots that one right back up the middle as the shortstop handles it this time as Zylstra, will tap second to get the force on Blevins. So the 4 unassisted, another fielder's choice in the books for Jeter. And Eunice leaves them loaded in the 3rd. We head to the 4th. Eunice 5, Rehoboth 4. Eunice Cardinals State Tournament Baseball continues in just a moment on Cool 95.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
In this game, they were goose-egged in an inning.
So we will head to the top of the fourth inning. John Zylstra, followed by Raiden West and Coda Chapman, 2, 3, and 4 due up for Rehoboth. Jeter still on the hill, and he will deal that one low fastball. Zylstra, 1 for 2, singled and scored in the first, struck out in the second. Leading off here in the fourth.
Yeah, coach's son, sophomore, he's got a great future ahead of him.
Wow, I don't know where that one missed, but it did inside, I guess, ball 2. So a 2-ball, no strike count. Outfield about halfway back. Infield pretty much their normal positions, and the 2-0 pitch, and that one will be high for ball 3. So a 3-ball, no strike count. Zylstra, the shortstop. So waves the bat around. Jeter ready to go, and on the 3-0 pitch, and that one will be away for ball 4. That is just the first walk issued by Jeter here in the ball game. And now to bring Raiden West to the plate.
And a conference at the mound as well.
Oh, they've got to think they're going to try and keep this one right where it is. Try and settle things down. Again, we've talked about it before. In this 3 games in 3 days, who has got the deepest pitching and who can get the most out of their starters? Just about every team has an ace and maybe a 1B, maybe 2 aces. But sometimes when you get into 3, 4, or even more, then things start getting a little bit iffy, and you don't want to have to get into those maybe slightly iffier pitchers.
Yeah, and then you have to start making decisions that you really don't want to do in the first place. But Billy pitched a pretty good game yesterday, did well, did exactly what he needed to do, got the victory, as well as, of course, helped out with the bats.
And they're trying to get the same thing here today. Of course, on the line today is a trip to the state championship game on Saturday. That's tomorrow, as the umpire going to come break up the meeting at the mound. Coach Almager out there making him take as long as he wants to. He made him come out and break him up. So just trying to keep this one at a 5-4 ball game. But now the heart of the lineup coming up for Rehoboth. Raiden West is 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch and left stranded in the first. Reach via the fielder's choice, was left stranded in the second. Shows bunt, and the throw down to second. Not going to be in time. Zylstra with a stolen base. As Rehoboth has decided with any speed on the base paths at all, they are going to challenge Garcia, and so far it's worked for him. It was strike 1 as West left the bat down at the plate. Try and screen out Garcia for the steal, and the 0-1 pitch, and that one is at the top of the zone, called strike 2. Good pitch there from Jeter.
Definitely was one of his better ones, and hopefully he's going to get back into the pace and start getting some strikeouts.
So the no-ball, 2-strike count. Jeter checks on Zylstra at second, then comes to the plate. That one will be inside. Nice job by Garcia to snap that one out behind the leg of West to keep the runner at second. It'll be ball number 1.
Got to remember that the winner of this is going to match the winner for tomorrow between Santa Rosa and Manal Oak Grove.
Of course, that game coming up at 4 this afternoon. And the 1-2 pitch, whoa, that one is going to be up and in. Low Bridge is ducking out of the way of Raiden West. So the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'd like to think that one just got out of his hand, didn't release correctly. Hopefully he wasn't trying to do that on purpose.
So it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And the pitch swung on and popped up out into deep right field. And that one is going to drop between a charging Blevins and Lord, as that will move a run home, and then a bad throw on the way in, as West will wind up standing over at third. So Zylstra is going to score. It'll be an RBI double to right for West. Miscommunication between Lord and Blevins, and then West moves to third on the E4 on the bad throw in. It winds up out in left field. We are tied at 5 apiece. Nobody out, and Rehoboth starting to feel Mr. Momentum coming their direction. But on their third time through the lineup, may finally kind of be figuring out Jeter.
Could very well be, or just getting some lucky breaks as they did just a moment ago. That could have been an easy out, but I think it just hit the gap just right.
And they are going to call the balk on Jeter, his second balk of the ball game, and that will walk the run in. The balk will get the run in, and Jeter arguing with the ump a little bit. Braylon, keep your mouth shut, young man. We need you on the hill.
Yeah, but not only that, but it also puts in the leading run for Rehoboth.
It does.
They get into a 6-5 lead right now.
And so now back at the plate to Chapman after the balk. Ouch, that one hurts because it puts you down.
Right.
So now 6-5, bases clear, and the 0-1 pitch in there called strike 2.
With no outs, you're just trying to fight uphill at this point, trying to stop the momentum of the other team, the Lynx, as well as just stop the bleeding.
And the line from Jeter, and the 0-2 pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up and out of play over the first base pitching, bullpen. That's the word I'm looking for, the bullpen. There were no ball, 2-strike count. As Rehoboth Christian has now taken the lead in this 7-6 matchup. Jeter quickly back to work, and the 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. Ring him up and set him down. Chapman goes down swinging, 5th K of the ball game for Jeter. And there's one down now with Morgan Arsenault to the plate. Arsenault 1 for 2, struck out in the first, then singled up the middle, stole a couple of bases, and scored in the third. So the lefty first baseman, Ian Jeter from the wind. First pitch, curveball is away to the lefty for ball number 1. So it'll be a 1-ball, no-strike count. The Lynx and the Cardinals matching up here for a spot in the state title game in the 1-0 pitch, and that one is at the top of the zone, outside corner. Yes, sir, good pitch. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Outfield playing about halfway back. Pretty well straight up this time. So they do have a little bit of a shift on in the infield. Zamora not quite right behind second base. 2-1 pitch swung on. That one is going to be on a frozen rope out to left and right at Coy, who put where he was likely to hit it. I'm not sure Coy had to move one step.
No, he didn't have to move much at all. Just make sure his glove was up and ready for it.
So now Jude Christensen to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Again, we'll have another delay while they try and fix it.
Well, the Lynx have scored. Yeah, I know. The Lynx have scored, though, in every inning so far, all 4 innings.
And the 1-0 pitch fast. Garcia sets up inside. Jeter ready, and the 2-0 pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. And on the hop, Zamora deep in the hole at short, fires across, but not in time to get the speedy Arsenault. And they say he missed the bag, and he did, and coming over is Calvillo and tagging him behind the bag as Arsenault missed it, so it'll be a 5-3 tag out for out number 3. Wow.
Yeah.
That's about all you can say about that one. So 2 runs, they'll come across for the Lynx as we head to the bottom of the 4th. It's Rehoboth Christian 6, Eunice 5. Back in a minute, more Cardinal baseball on Cool 95.7.
Bart Parker, owner of Redbird LP Gas Company, and his employees are proud of the Eunice Cardinals. Bart, class of 1971, state champions of both basketball and baseball, support the kids in their academics and athletics. And they realize balancing both is challenging, and they appreciate the Cardinals' determination. Redbird knows the Eunice Cardinals have worked really hard to get where they're at, and they're cheering them on all the way. Supporting the Eunice Cardinals, Redbird LP Gas Company.
Parker Energy Services has been servicing the community for over 17 years. They offer water hauling, dirt work, and disposable services. Dispatchers and sales staff are available anytime, and office staff is available from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday through Friday. Parker Energy aims to satisfy their customers and give their employees great job opportunities. Parker Energy is family-owned and operated, big enough to meet your needs and small enough to offer excellent and personalized services. Consider Parker Energy Support Services for all of your support needs needs. Visit them today at 2350 Avenue O in Eunice.
For Rehoboth in the top of the fourth, they get 2 runs on 1 hit. Eunice commits 1 error, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be 4, 5, and 6, middle third of the order. Due up for the Cards is Calvillo, Coy, and Gomez. Due up for Eunice, now trailing by a run. Calvillo 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch and scored in the first, then grounded out in the second. So Jose going to step in. He will face West. As West's first pitch swung on, and that's a hard shot, going to find its way through past the shortstop and out into left field, and Calvillo takes the first pitch he sees and shoots it out there, a hard one on the ground. Zylstra was moving towards second. If he just stays put, that's probably an out, but a little bit of a mental mistake for the sophomore shortstop, and it's a leadoff single for the Cardinals. That's what they needed. So now it'll be Coy to the plate. 1 for 1, walked and scored in the first, had an RBI single in the second. Now with Calvillo at first. The righty left fielder will step in the first pitch, and that one will be just off the outside corner. Ball 1 as West tried to frame the... I was going to say, yeah, there we go. As West tried to frame the pitch, and a pickoff attempt, and Calvillo is... Oh, he's burned! Oh. West spun around, underhand, threw it over to Arsenault, who slapped the tag down, and so Calvillo is out 1-3 on the pickoff. Oh, you can't cost yourself base runners.
No, but that's a little bit of a turnabout is fair play on that one. He got the last runner out on a tag, and this time he turns around and gets tagged himself.
And who was it he tagged? Oh, it was Christensen he tagged. I was going to say he tagged Arsenault, but it was actually Christensen.
Right.
So now it'll be Coy still at the plate. He's up in the count 1-0. As the umpires are taking some time to readdress some things. And the 1-0 pitch and the curveball swung on and missed. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. So the 1-1 count.
As you don't see those happen very often, but once in a while you'll catch a runner who is not paying attention, doesn't have his head on a swivel, and get caught getting back to base.
1-1 pitch is going to be in the turf, ball 2. So it's a 2-1 count. Cardinals trail by a run here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the 2-1 pitch high, ball 3. Of course, as the later you get in these ball games, the more the pressure ratchets up, especially if it's close.
And this one will be close.
And the 3-1 pitch, and that one is going to be outside. That should be ball 4. Oh, no, he called that a strike. So that'll run the count full.
Right. There was a strange way to call it, but he did call it a strike.
He did. So it runs the count full, and West, the payoff pitch, and Coy, a little excuse-me swing right to the third baseman. Chapman across the diamond to Arsenault, 5-3 for out number 2. So an interesting 2 up, 2 down for the Cardinals, as now it'll be Luis Gomez to the plate. Yes, Gomez going to try and start a 2-out something for the Eunice Cardinals here, trailing by a run. Bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, the Cards do not want to get goose-egged again in this 4th inning. Be the second time in a row.
And the pitch, and that one is going to bounce before it gets to the plate. Ball 1 to Gomez. Gomez walked and has an RBI in the first, was left stranded in the third, and then struck out to end the second. As West, the 1-0 to Gomez, that's in there, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So the 1-1 count. Cards and the Lynx in this 2A semifinal matchup. Going at it for a chance to go to the finals. And the pitch swung on, and that'll be a little chop shot. It is handled in fair territory by Chapman, who throws it across the diamond. That's the smart thing to do. It was a foul ball, just in case. And it's a 1-2 count now, as Luis going to have to trot 90-some-odd feet back to home plate. Gets his bat back from Raiden West, the catcher. So 1-2 count. Gomez at the plate. Eunice trying to start a 2-out rally. Infield normal positions. Outfield about 3/4 of the way back, and the 1-2 pitch, and that one going to bounce and get away from West. Nobody on, though. No harm, no foul.
Exactly.
Just a 2-ball, 2-strike count. So the 2-ball, 2-strike count. As West will deal to Gomez, swung on, and that's a hard shot right back up the middle. So the 2-out single right back up the middle by Gomez. And now Eunice going to try and start that 2-out rally with Luis Zamora stepping to the plate. Luis, an RBI walk in the first, was left stranded, then reached via an error in the third and was left stranded. He's 0 for 1 officially.
And he's a sophomore, too, so doing a lot of good stuff being so young for this team. In fact, actually they have 4 seniors, 6 juniors, 2 sophomores, 4 freshmen, and they also have 3 8th graders playing for them.
And a partridge in a pear tree. And the first pitch to Zamora is outside, ball 1. Of course, in Eunice, they don't really ever have to rebuild. They just pretty much reload.
Right, just restock the young and keep the old.
And then as they graduate, well, you just move them up and around. So it's a 1-ball, no strike count to Zamora, and he will take a mighty swing at a high fastball, but come up empty, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Gomez over at first after the 2-out single up the middle. As Trajan West takes his glove off and dries the hands off a little bit. Now he'll set back up. Sets up slightly towards the first base side of the pitching rubber. He'll check the runner and the 1-1 pitch. That one is high for ball 2. So a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Beautiful morning, soon to be afternoon here in Albuquerque. We're out on the far west mesa. The new sports complex. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. Runner goes. Is the ball going to sail and sliding through? That one got there a little bit quicker than I think anybody expected, and it sailed a little bit on West, but Tenorio slaps it down. But Gomez under the tag with the stolen base. 2-2 the count as Zamora took a swing at it. The hit and run was on.
Right. But like you, I'm sure you're happy about the fact that the weather is much better than yesterday.
2-2 pitch, and that'll be a line shot. Going to find its way through out into shallow left field as Coach Almager waving Gomez around. The throw is on target, but not in time. As Van Duen tossed it into West, but not in time. And Gomez will score and tie this ball game up at 6 apiece. It'll be an RBI single for Luis Gomez to left.
That was a real good throw from left. Just wasn't quite timely enough. Couldn't be able to get it and tag at the same time.
So now Fabian Ornelas to the plate. Going to try and keep the line moving. Fabian 0 for 2. Struck out in the first. Reached via an error in the third. But now Eunice has tied this one up at 6 apiece. West from the stretch. And the pitch swung on, fouled back to the screen. Ornelas takes a big hack at it. Gets a piece of it. Be strike 1 as Isaac Morales comes over to recover the errant ball. So a no-ball pickoff attempt. Back in safely under the tag is Zamora. Speedy sophomore. Shortstop. Gets out there to about a step and a half, and the 0-1 pitch, and that's a foul ball. Are you kidding me?
No, I think that hit him in the head.
No, it hit the bat as he ducked down, but he kept the bat sticking straight up in the air, and so it's a foul ball strike on one that would have rung his bell.
Right, exactly. Instead of walking it or being hit by pitch, now he's got an 0-2 count.
So the 0-2 count, and the pitch, check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Broke the plane, strike 3, 4th K of the ball game for West, but Eunice puts a run across to even this one up. It's 6 apiece. Go into the 5th inning. This is Eunice Cardinals State Tournament Baseball here on Cool 95.7.
As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best price on the very best coverage for life, health, auto, retirement planning, commercial or personal insurance, Lavelle Insurance offers innovative solutions to protect your assets, goals, and future plans. Eunice schools are excited to have students and staff back on campus and involved in another successful school term. It's been an eventful year, and the Eunice schools are ready for whatever comes their way. Eunice Public Schools provide high-quality educational experiences in a safe environment. The entire Eunice community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities, and a fantastic school system.
For Eunice in the bottom of the fourth, they get one run on 3 hits, no errors committed by the Lynx, and 1 runner left on base. We head to the top of the fifth. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up for Rehoboth Christian, Van Druin, Hardy, and then Muro. With Ron Gunter, I'm TJ Miracle. Evie Stuber keeping an eye and an ear on things back at Cools Command Center. And an update for you from the 4A girls elimination round in 9 innings. Artesia walks it off against Lovington 11-10, a 3-run walk-off as they were down by 2. That's a tough one, but congratulations to Coach McCraw and his Lovington Lady Cats getting up here, getting into the elimination round, winning district, having a fantastic season, best record in the state coming into the state tournament. So a lot for that team to be proud of. They're losing 2 seniors off of that Lovington Lady Cat squad. Both of them going to be moving on to the next level. But a tough one. So the Eunice Cardinals, the last Lee County team standing here at the state tournament. So now Van Druin will step in. He is 0 for 2. Actually 0 for 1. Was hit by a pitch and then grounded out. And he'll take the first pitch inside for ball 1. Yeah, hit by a pitch in the second and scored after he stole a base, then grounded out to start the third. It's a 1-ball, no strike count, just underway here in the top of the fifth, and all knotted up at 6. Curveball in there, yes, sir, and the count evens up at 1-1. And we do have a new pitcher in the ball game, I believe.
It looks like it is.
Now, Ron, if you could catch that number for me, I'd appreciate it. And the wind and the pitch swung on, and that'll be a shot. And hoovering it up is Zamora, and over to first in time. 6-3 for out number 1. Actually, I believe that's Jeter taking over at shortstop. That may be Zamora.
It is Zamora.
So Zamora and Jeter just trade places. So Zamora comes
that's exactly
in.
what happened.
So Jeter taking over at shortstop.
That's his normal place when he's not pitching.
And the pitch, and that one is in there, called strike 1 to Hardy. Hardy reached via an error in the first, then singled up the middle in the third. He does have an RBI. His run scored and was left stranded. So an 0-ball, 1-strike count. Zamora fires, swung on and missed. Took a little bit off of that one, and Hardy well out in front of that one.
Exactly. Took a huge cut on that one, just missed everything, as you were right. He was well ahead of it.
So it's a 0-ball, 2-strike count. Hardy at the plate, 1 out. Zamora taking over on the hill, and the 0-2 pitch. Ding dong comes in and hits him. Hardy hit by the pitch. That's the first time he was hit by the pitch. That is the 4th hit batter for the Lynx here this afternoon. Still not afternoon yet. We're getting there. Old habits die hard. So
it's
now
afternoon somewhere.
It is afternoon somewhere. It's 5 o'clock somewhere too, but not here.
Right.
It's not even noon yet here. Now Michael Muro will step in. He reached via a balk and then was hit by a pitch. So he's 0 for 0. A pickoff attempt, burn him down. Yes, sir. As Zamora flings it over, and Calvillo slaps the tag down as Hardy kind of flopped over there towards the bag and didn't touch it. So the 1-3 pickoff, and there is 2 down now for Rehoboth.
And then you can always hear the anything you can do, I can do better. And Cardinals did that so well. Rehoboth did that just a moment ago against Sevilla.
First pitch, and that one is going to be outside to Muro, ball 1. So a 1-ball, no strike count. 2 down, top of the 5th, all knotted up at 6 apiece. This 2A semi and the pitch. That one will be in the turf. Ball 2. Zamora, more of an off-speed pitcher.
Right.
Uses trick and craft. He's got a fastball. I wouldn't call it overpowering, but he's got one that he can use, but uses more movement and the 2-0 pitch. And I say that, and he throws the hardest fastball he's probably thrown all year and runs it inside to Moro.
Yeah, for some people, they can throw it either fast and accurate, but they can't throw it, or they can either throw it fast or accurate, but they can't do both.
Well, that was accurate. It was just inside. And the 3-0 pitch, and that one will be inside for ball number 4. So Moro with the 2-out walk will trot over to first, and that will turn it back over to the top of the Lynx lineup with Trajan West to the plate. West 1 for 3. As he'll step in, this will be the first time he's faced off against Zamora.
Just one more out is all Eunice needs to get out of this inning without any damage done to the scoreboard.
Zamora from the stretch will fire it in, and that one is away for ball number 1. Curveball got out there and died right before it got to the plate. So a 1-ball, no strike count. As getting the big lead is Moro over at first. Calvillo holds him on. Infield at double play depth. I don't know why. There's 2 outs, but whatever you're comfortable with. And that one is going to bounce in the left-hand batter's box and get all the way back to the fence. Garcia gets it as quickly as he can, but it'll be a passed ball that will let Moro move into scoring position at second. And it's a 2-0 count to West at the plate. If you're Eunice here, you do not want to lose anybody.
Nope, just stick to the fundamentals and be able to get that quick out.
Even with 2 outs, you're coming into the heart of the order. And the 2-0 pitch, and that one on the inside corner. The changeup makes it a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Rehoboth going to try and do some damage with 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. 6-6 is our score in the top of the 5th. And the 2-1 pitch, curveball swung on and missed as he pulled the string on that one. Good pitch there from Zamora to get it evened up at 2-2 as the wind starts picking up just a little bit here out on the West Mesa. And it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Zamora checks off on the runner, 2-2, and swung on, and that one is popped up. Going back from his second bag position is Blevin, sticks the glove up over the head and makes the catch for out number 3. So Rehoboth threatens but comes up empty in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th, all knotted up at 6. As Eunice Cardinal State Tournament Baseball continues in a moment on KLEA Hobbs, Lovington, Eunice, Cool 95.7.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
In the top of the 5th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and they leave 1 runner stranded on the base paths. We go to the bottom of the 5th, all knotted up at 6. Due up for the Eunice Cardinals, it'll be Isaac Morales, Billy Blevins, and Kevin Garcia. That is 9, 1, and 2 due up for the Cards. I'm TJ Miracle, he's Ron Gunter. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing this morning. Now afternoon. Or will be in a minute and a half anyway, as Morales will step in. He's 0-for-0, and he'll take the first pitch that West offers and swings at strike 1. And an RBI walk in the first, then a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd. And now leads it off here in the 5th. And the 0-1 pitch from West is outside, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So it'll be a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Winner moves on to play the winner of Santa Rosa and Oak Grove Manal, who will be playing 4 o'clock this afternoon. 1-1 pitch swung on and missed as West reared back and tossed the fastball through there. Isaac took a good cut at it, but couldn't catch up with it. So now the count 1-2. Is Eunice carrying the Lee County banner now, and the 1-2 pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up over on the right side, going to get out of play. Actually caught by a grounds crew member behind the dugout down there. Nice catch, but it's still a 1-2 count at the plate.
Exactly. Just a nice moment, memory for him, but the ball game goes on.
And he did throw it back. Yeah, you don't get to keep them here at the state tournament like you do at major and minor league games. In the pitch, fastball high. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2-ball, 2-strike count. To Morales leading it off. Billy Blevins is on deck. Kevin Garcia in the hole. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and getting just a piece of it to stay alive. Morales tinking it off. Of course, with the Lovington Lady Cats falling in extra innings 11-10 just a little while ago over at Cleveland High School, Eunice is the final Lee County squad remaining here at the 2024 NMAA Nucinda State Baseball and Softball Championships. I think I got that pretty close to right.
Yeah, you got Nucinda. That is the correct way to say it, and it's the Federal Credit Union.
And the 2-2 pitch swung on, and that's a shot, a liner, but right into the hands of Chapman. Looked like that one may start sailing a little bit, but Chapman flashes the leather on the hot corner and makes the grab for out number 1. That's a double if Chapman doesn't find that in the glove. I don't know how he got his glove up there that fast.
Just
but he did.
Very, very aware of everything going on and ready. And as his coach would be like, you need to be ready when you're out there.
And the first pitch to Billy Blevins. He'll take that one high in the air, deep to right, but out of play as it curls foul for strike number 1. Blevins walked and scored in the first, grounded out to third in the second, and then walked and was tagged out in the third, and that pitch will be high for ball 1. Actually was forced out at second, if I can read my own handwriting, which is somewhat of a challenge. And the 1-1 pitch to Billy. He'll hit that one high in the air, out to left field. Drifting back is Van Drulen, and he will make the grab just in front of the warning track as Billy gives it a ride out there, but comes up just about probably 30 feet short of poking it out of here. So now quickly 2 up, 2 down for the Cards as Kevin Garcia to the plate.
And that was called a can of corn back in the day.
And that was a can of corn. Garcia 2-for-3 as he will step in with 2 outs as that curveball bounces in front of the plate. Ball 1 to Garcia. Well, Garcia can find his way on. Braylon Jeter waits on deck, followed by Jose Calvillo. 1-0 pitch to Garcia, swung on and gets a piece of it, just a little foul tip. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So the 1-ball, 1-strike count. Trajan West came on in the first inning and has put out the fire that he inherited from Chapman. Since he came on, he's limited Eunice to just 2 runs. And the 1-1 pitch, that's right down the pipe, strike 2. And just 2 runs on 5 hits since West came on in relief.
Exactly. Since that first inning, 3-run runs for Eunice, they haven't had as good of a opportunities as they had since then.
The 1-2 is outside, ball 2. Yeah, 4 runs coming across in the first, but 5 walks is shooting, a hit batter. And a couple of singles making the difference there. Eunice left them loaded. The 2-2 pitch curveball is going to break, but not nearly enough. And we'll run the count full to Garcia. So right now it's that 4-run outburst in the first that's got this one tied at 6 apiece. Bottom of the 5th inning. West will deal the payoff pitch, and that one is low and away, ball 4. And Garcia will trot on down. That's the second walk for West. And so now Garcia goes down to first as Jeter to the plate. Jeter 1 for 3, singled to right, and scored in the first, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the second, then grounded into a fielder's choice in the third. So 1 for 3 for Jeter, and the first pitch is going to be away for ball one. No work in either one of the bullpens right now, as we can actually see them both from here.
Correct.
And the 1-0 pitch, and that one right down the slot but low for ball number 2.
Although we have noticed that sometimes there's no bullpen action because they just pull somebody from another part of the field, another position, and they move them around.
And the 2-0 pitch, and that one is going to be low and in for ball 3. Good eye for Jeter. As West has pitched pretty well. Jeter pitched pretty well to start the game. Coach Almager sensing that it might be time to get another arm, and there's Zamora on in relief as that one is going to be on the outside corner, called strike one. I think if Jeter doesn't toss the bat, that may be ball 4. Umpires do not like it when you don't give them a chance to actually make the call.
Right.
And if you try and make it for them, it will always be what you don't want. So it's now a 3-ball, 1-strike count to Jeter. Runner at first is Garcia. Pretty good lead over there as West will deal. Swung on, and that one is out of play. And on to the top of the netting. And then over and into the stands at field 2 over there.
So it made its way down slowly.
So now it will run the count full to the second consecutive batter. 2 down. Eunice trying to get a 2-out rally going. Garcia leads off of first, and the payoff pitch swung on, and that one is popped up over on the right side, heading out into shallow right field. Nobody's going to get to it as the Texas leaguer drops in. Garcia rounds third, and he's going to be caught in a rundown. As Tenorio now with it, he will charge in with West. West bringing it back, tossing it over to Chapman. Chapman brings it in. They'll toss back. He gets it back. Chapman slaps the tag down, and they point, and they are going to say a trip was made by West. They say West tripped the runner, and so he scores. West is arguing about it. Kevin Garcia is going to score. Braylon Jeter will have an RBI double. It'll wind up being an RBI double, and he winds up at third on the play at the plate. And they say that West tripped Garcia. Eunice leads this one 6-5. And Eunice gets the break as Garcia was dead to rights out there. And now Coach Zylstra is going to come over and argue the case for his players. I'm not sure what the rule on this one is anymore. I mean, it was a mad scramble, gas house gang, hot box rundown out there, and they were running it pretty much by the books, like you would see it in an instructional video from Fred McGriff, if you're old enough to remember those, kids.
But, the other thing was this. The third was about to be covered, and would have been 2 runners there. Of course, that would have been an out if they would have been tagging up the same base. So they had that almost a 2-runner run off on that one.
And so Eunice survives and gets a break and goes up 7-6. Now Calvillo to the plate. And he will take the first pitch, and that one's heading over to field 1. And it did hit field 1 over there. That'll be strike 1. So 7-6, Eunice off of the rundown.
Yeah, they were almost held scoreless on that one. If that would have been the third out, they would have been. But instead, they get the run. They also have a runner in scoring position at third.
But what you lose in that is Jeter with the little Texas leaguer that just dropped out right down the right field line before Muro or Arsenault could get to it. And we've got another break in the action as the umpire is going to come over. I think they may be talking to some of the fans about something over there.
Definitely doing some pointing now.
Yeah, they're doing some pointing. I have a feeling somebody's probably going to be asked to leave maybe. Or were we waiting on a particular baseball to come in? I'm not sure what all's happening here.
Right.
Now the umpire going to come over, and, yeah, he's going to talk to an NMAA official. We've seen this a couple of times. And they're pointing over towards first base.
Maybe it's another base situation where it's coming up a
could
little
be.
bit.
Yeah, it may be another base situation. So a long, kind of another outage here, another stoppage, another delay of play.
And that one up was looking at the ball rather closely before he threw it back to the Rehoboth coach.
So not sure what all's going on there, but all right, I guess they got it figured out. So, all right, back to it is Calvillo in. Jeter at third, and that pitch going to come in, and it bounces off of the plate. Jeter is on the run, slides in, and safe on the wild. That'll be a passed ball. Doesn't matter, it scores the run. So Jeter slides in. I wouldn't want Jeter bearing down on me running full monkey. I'm glad he slid.
Right, but West looks like he's a little shook up.
So it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count now. And, yeah, the pitching coach going to come off, and West just waves him off like, I'm fine, coach. But, yeah, 2 runs have come across for Eunice on 2 outs, taking advantage of a walk and a double, and they lead this one 8-6 as we're getting later in the ball game. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. And Calvillo still at the plate. Now the bases are cleared. And it's a 1-1 count. Is training staff going to come over now and talk to Trajan West?
He's more just his pride is hurt more than anything else, I believe. He tried to get there in time. It looked like he did, just couldn't get the ball to the tag.
Yeah, couldn't get it slapped down in time. And, of course, umpire said he tripped up Garcia on the rundown when he didn't have the ball, so that's not allowed. They're going to ask him to throw a pitch or two. They're taking their time. They're going to send Calvillo back over to his dugout. And I think they're going to let West throw a couple. He'll reach back and toss it in there. Pretty good pop on the glove, at least from here.
Right. So making sure he is all right. Always good to have player safety first on this. The games are great. The high school is benefiting, but you always want to make sure that your players are healthy and happy.
So it'll be a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Calvillo as he steps back in as West is back on the mound after a little bit of a collision with Braylon Jeter. Next pitch inside corner, showing no ill effects. It was not a hard collision, I will say.
Right.
But any one of them you need to check on, make sure everybody's fine.
But Eunice has been able to score 2 since they've had the 2 outs.
And that is a big 2 runs. Choking up now is Calvillo, and the pitch swung on. That one will be popped up over on the left side. Carries a little bit, could be trouble. And on the charge is Van Drunen. He will run in and get it from his left field position. So Calvillo with the fly out, but 2 runs come across. We head to the 6th inning. Eunice 8, Rehoboth Christian 6. Eunice Cardinals State Tournament Baseball continues in a moment on Cool 95.7.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one call.
Gets 2 runs on 1 hit and no errors committed by Rehoboth and no runners left on base. We head to the 6th inning with Eunice leading this one 8-6. John Zylstra leads it off. He'll be followed by Raiden West and then Coda Chapman. It is 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Lynx. Now trying to dig back out of another hole. They were down 4-2 earlier and then down 6-3. And now down 8-6, so they have climbed out before. And they got 6 outs to do it as Zamora, first pitch is up and in, and Low Bridge is ducking out of the way of Zylstra of ball 1.
Yeah, the Lynx were held scoreless for the first time in this game in the 5th inning. Of course, Cardinals want to do that again for the next 2 innings.
Coach Zylstra going to come over, and he wants to, no, he's saying that it hit the batter. Or maybe interference. If the ump says nope,
yeah.
You back to your box, Coach. It's a 1-0 count to Zylstra at the plate. Luis Zamora kicks, fires, curveball high, ball 2. Now going to be important for the Cardinals to bear down here. The Cardinals defensively have had some oopsies out there, but they've played pretty solid when they've had the chance. And the pitch, fastball in, ball number 3. Important for Zamora just to throw strikes here. Trust your fielders, throw strikes. If they get a hit, they get a hit. They put it in play, your fielders will take care of it. Outfielders only about halfway back, playing pretty well straight up, and the 3-0 pitch, and that one is called, strike 1. Again, Zylstra starts taking off before the ump makes the call, and they don't like it when you do that.
I know, it's very presumptive of them.
So now Gomez will deal the 3-1, and that one will be away for ball 4. Right. Just the second walk issued by Cardinal pitching today. First one for Gomez. Or pardon me, Zamora. I got the right first name, Luis, but Zamora is on the hill. Luis Gomez is in center. And now Raiden West to the plate. RBI double his last time up, then scored on a balk. So reached on a fielder's choice and was hit by a pitch, and that one is going to be low for ball 1. I was hoping that would be a late strike. That looked pretty good from up here. And again, we're high and we're back from behind it, so a little hard to tell the up and down sometime. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one's going to be away. That's going to get away from Kevin Garcia, go all the way back to the retaining wall. And on the wild pitch, Zylstra will move down to second. It's ball 2 at the plate, and then the ball sailed on Garcia going back. Jeter was there to back it up, though, so no error on the play as it just keeps it to the 1 base on the wild pitch.
You never know if they're throwing to second base, or sometimes the pitcher can pick it off without knowing what's going on behind him.
Zamora checks the runner, comes to the plate, swung on, and that's a shot out into right field as coming over and making the grab, and then the throw into third, not in time, so it'll wind up being a sac fly to right for West as Lord gets to it.
Actually, it was cut off by the shortstop, so that was... It was Jeter who got the ball.
Got it, okay. But the fly out to right works like a sacrifice because it will move Zylstra over to third, and it'll bring the cleanup hitter Chapman to the plate. Chapman 1 for 3 on the afternoon. RBI single in the first. 0 for his last 2, and Rehoboth hoping he's due. And Zamora deals that one in there for a strike 1 on the outside corner. So an 0-ball, 1 strike count. Welcome into this Friday afternoon from the state tournament. And the pitch curveball swung on. That one is going to be popped up into shallow left field. Coming over is Coy, and he will make the grab and toss it in. That one did not get deep enough for Zylstra to even think about tagging up. So the fly out to left field, and now there's 2 down with Arsenault to the plate. Arsenault flew out to left his last time up.
Eunice has the opportunity to stop the bleeding on this one and retain their 2-run lead.
That's what you would want to see going into the 7th. Now Arsenault 1 for 3, and he'll take the first pitch into shallow right center field. Going back from second is Blevins, putting it up and making the snap with the leather for out number 3. So 3 straight pop outs will end the threat in the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Eunice 8, Rehoboth 6. You're listening to the Eunice Cardinals on Eunice Sports YouTube channel, HobbsAmerica.com, and Cool 95.7.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Bart Parker, owner of Redbird LP Gas Company, and his employees are proud of the Eunice Cardinals. Bart, class of 1971, state champions of both basketball and baseball, support the kids in their academics and athletics. And they realize balancing both is challenging.
Friday afternoon, 2A semifinal game as the winner of this ball game. We'll move on to play the winner of Santa Rosa at Oak Grove Manal. Those two teams playing at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And then the winners play tomorrow at Santa Ana Star Field over at the University of New Mexico. I will say this, I like the press facilities much better here at the Spark Kindness Sports Complex.
Well, in Bernalillo, they don't have any.
No, they don't. Well, they do, but you're not allowed in them.
Oh.
And so it'll be ball one to Coy. Yeah, you're also not allowed in the press facilities at UNM either at the baseball and softball complex. 1-0 pitch swung on. That'll be a chop shot on the bounce. It'll be Zylstra with it. Fires across the diamond, stretching out as Arsenault back towards the bag at second and will make the grab. 6-3 for out number one.
Not the way Eunice wanted to start.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's UNM. If you're media, you were lucky if they remember to put out a table for you and somewhere within 500 feet of power.
Yeah.
And here we about 40 feet of power, but a nice shaded place and a place to sit. And that'll be a chop shot for Zamora off the hop. Zylstra with it again and will fire over to first, but not in time to get the speedy Gomez. Gomez beats it out on the infield single. That's what you want to see.
I almost thought we were going to see deja vu. It was almost the same play as last. And now, though, it is a safe call.
And here comes Coach Zylstra to argue the call. Of course, you're going to see that. You know, your season is on the line.
Yeah, sometimes this fires up your players, too. You got to go out there and show that you want to get them to win. And definitely argue that call. You may not get the win. Usually you don't. But you got to try.
Well, and you don't want to argue too loudly about it.
Right.
Because if you get tossed, you're done for the next game.
If there is.
So Coach is going to call the home plate umpire. He wants to have a word with him now.
Well, a little more of a delay in this game.
Yeah, we've had a few of them in this one. So they're still talking about this one. Of course, if Eunice holds on to win this game, we'll be with you tomorrow right back here on Cool 95.7 from UNM. Zylstra shakes his head as he heads back in to the Lynx dugout. And now it'll be Luis Zamora, 1 on, 1 out, as Gomez beat out the infield single. RBI single for Zamora. His last time up would like to help his own cause. He'll show bunt and push that one well foul and well hard. Almager handles it over in the third base coach's box for strike one. Good form, throwing it back to the pitcher.
And even if it was straight and fair, it looked like it was going to go straight over to the third base. Could have easily gotten that double play.
So a 0-ball, 1 strike count to Zamora. Not much of a lead for Gomez at first, and the pitch right down the pipe, but low. And the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count. Eunice trying to put an insurance run or 2 or 3 or 5 on the board. You feel okay with a 2-run lead, but you'd a lot rather it be more.
Exactly. A little breathing room would be nice.
West fires high, then a snap throw down to first as Gomez back in safely. It's ball 2, so a 2-ball, 1 strike count. So a 2-1 count and a pickoff attempt. Each team has had a pickoff in this ball game.
That's rather unusual. I don't see too many. I mean, 1 you see, but you don't see 2 on, 1 from each side.
Yeah, you do rarely see that. You are correct. And the wind in the 2-1 pitch and taking a huge swing at it is Zamora, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2-ball, 2 strike count. Cards hanging on to the 8-6 lead. 1 down, Gomez at first, and the pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen. Zamora would like to help himself out here.
Yes, indeed. He's at, about 200 batting average right now for the season.
Yeah, but he would be in line for the win because he was the pitcher when they took the lead. So Jeter going to get a no decision, and the changeup swung on and missed. Zamora chasing strike 3. 5th K of the ball game for West. And 2 down now for the Cardinals as Fabian Ornelas to the plate. Ornelas 0 for 3 in the ball game. Did reach via an error back in the third and was left stranded. So 0 for 3 for Fabian. You've got to hope he's due. With 2 outs, and West will deal that one high and in for ball number 1. So the 1 ball, no strike count. Gomez only about a half step over at first. West will deal to Ornelas at the plate, and that one's low for ball 2. Ornelas can find a way on. Morales waits on deck. You were going to say, Ron?
I was going to say, yeah, you got to stay close. You've already had a couple pickoffs. We talked about that. Don't want to get caught again.
2-0 pitch is right at the top of the zone on the outside corner. Called strike 1. Few scattered clouds today. Temperatures a little bit warmer here in the Albuquerque area. After the rain and everything yesterday, I'm glad to see it. And the 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. Got him with the high fastball, and a throw down to second, and the steal by Gomez. Sailed on West a little bit as Tenorio picked it off and tried to slap a tag down. Luis, for as big a young man as he is, he moves extremely well. So he's got the stolen base, but it's a 2-2 count to Ornelas at the plate. And the 2-2 pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up over on the right side. Should get out of play, and it will, right behind the Lynx dugout. So Fabian will live to see another pitch. The 2 ball, 2 strike count, outfield straight away, about halfway back. Second baseman Tenorio shading over towards second to keep Luis honest over there. Ornelas settles back into the right side box. And the 2-2 pitch swung on, and that's a line shot. Going to find its way through between first and second, out into right. As Gomez rounds third, he is heading home, and it is an RBI single for Fabian Ornelas. An excuse-me swing that turns into a hard shot between first and second. Give him the RBI and give Eunice the 3-run lead, 9-6.
And you can blame it on Isaiah because he was more concerned about this second base runner. If he would have been back in his normal position, he would have probably got that ball and be able to get another out, and that would have been, of course, the third out of the inning. However, he was not in position where he needed to be. He was trying to get the third out at second base. That didn't happen, and so because of that, that is going to cost Rehoboth this school, or at least it's going to give Eunice another chance to be able to get on to the next round.
So High and Castro will come into courtesy run for the DH Ornelas, as Rehoboth's coach going to come out, and he is not a happy camper out there. He is hollering and screaming at his infielders in West. Being very emphatic, I think, would be the word I'm looking for. So we're going to say, all right, let's go, as the umpire comes out to break them up.
Yeah, he said you had just one job, keep them scoreless, so that we had a chance at the top of the 7th, because once the 7th is over with, if we don't have a tie, we got a losing game.
And Eunice has put one across, so now they're up by 3, and it'll be Isaac Morales to the plate. Morales 0 for 2, RBI walk in the first, and grounded out to the pitcher in the third, and then lined out to the third baseman in the 5th.
And the freshman has not been known for his bats this season.
But a chance, and that's a hard shot. It takes a funny hop as Zilka with it tosses over, and he'll throw it away, and it is out of play. It is a 2-base throwing error, and that should plate the run as Morales reaching via the E6, and that will plate High Castro on the 2-base error, and that costs him with the ground rule. Means if it goes out of the field of play, it is a double. And so Morales will actually head to third because he was safe at first, and it's a 2-base error when it leaves the field of play. And so the Eunice Cardinals go up 10-6 and are 3 outs away from punching their ticket onto a state championship game tomorrow morning.
Yeah, but we're having a discussion about that right now, just making sure. Of course, again, you got to question everything.
And the coach is questioning, and he just got a warning from the head official. Zylstra just got that one and didn't have time to get the Speedy Castro coming to second, and then just airmailed it to first. Coach Zylstra still arguing. Now the umps are talking about it.
Yeah, it was a fumbled ball. He was trying to collect it and throw it to second, like you said, but wasn't able to. So decided to go ahead and get it over to third, and a little bit of happy feet there. Just threw it too hard and threw it out of play.
Yes, he did. So, yep, still a long discussion. I think this discussion is where Morales is supposed to be. And since he was going to be safe at first, I think third is the proper place because it's a two-base error.
Right. And that does make sense.
And now they're asking for the NMAA to come over, I think,
to verify.
And so they're getting a little yeah-yeah from the Rehoboth fans. And so now they're pulling over an NMAA, NMOA rules official.
Because one of the things you can't do is turn back a time, be able to say, you know what, we were wrong about that call an hour ago, and we're going to go ahead and come back and play the game again.
Yeah, you don't get to do that.
Nope.
Billy Blevins waits on deck no matter how you look at it. Eunice leading this one 10-6 as we await an official ruling on a protest made by Coach Zylstra. And sitting on the mound dejectedly is Trajan West. He has not pitched poorly in relief. He came in a tough situation, down by 4 runs, and has pitched pretty well. Eunice has just kind of started getting the feeling on this one as another long delay. This has been a game of delays. Everybody arguing every point of the law, basically. And we will have another NMA official come down to discuss things. Of course, while we have a moment, I'd like to say a big thank you to all the good folks who make Eunice Cardinal sports possible here on Eunice Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com. And today and for the state tournament on Cool 95.7. You see them there on your screen. You're hearing their ads, and, of course, throughout the season. Couldn't do it without their help and support. Good folks like Parker Energy, Redbird Garage, Redbird Gas, Eunice Wrecker and Rental, XL Energy, Debbie's Country Kitchen, Lavelle Insurance, Lasco Construction. All great partners, BTH Services, Cardinal Hardware, NMR Pipeline, IPS. Of course, the city of Eunice, the Eunice Clinic, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Schools, NMR Pipeline. All those great folks who make it possible for us to do this and never to have to charge you to watch and listen to your kids at so many places, including here at the state tournament. Yep, and they're going to point at third. I thought that was the right call. So, yeah, so many places want to charge you to watch your kids play and don't have, frankly, very good service. It doesn't work half the time, but
yeah, somebody around here earlier was talking about the fact that high school sports are not covered nearly enough. They need to be covered so that way it inspires more athletes as well as gets that teamwork out there.
And they do take the run off the board as they decide that the 2 bases, so that will actually move Castro back to third and Morales to second. So it's still 9-6, 2 outs, but Billy Blevins coming up. So 9-6 as you wipe a run off the board as the coach for Rehoboth wins his appeal, and that one is going to be up and in on the fastball, ball 1.
Yep. Very high on that one, close to the chin. So there's a little chin music on that one, but that may or may make a difference in this game. Of course, we'll find out later on.
Billy would like to add a couple more onto this one in the 1-0 pitch, and that one's going to be away for ball number 2. Blevins can find his way on. Garcia waits on deck. Castro at third, Morales at second. And the wind and the pitch, that one is away for ball 3. So a 3-ball, no strike count.
So maybe the delay caused a little problem because right now he cannot seem to find the strike zone.
Yeah, and he didn't stay warm. He just sat down on the back of the mound in the 3-0 pitch. That's away, ball 4. So Blevins will work his third walk of the afternoon. That'll be the third walk issued. Actually, the 8th walk issued, there we go, by Rehoboth, the third from West. And so now it'll be Kevin Garcia to the plate. Garcia 2 for 3 in the ball game. Walked and scored his last time up. He's got a couple singles and a strikeout to go with it. And so the pitch from West, the fastball right down the pipe as Garcia watches it, strike 1. Bases loaded full of Eunice Cardinals. They lead by 3.
This will be the third time that Eunice will be having the bases loaded.
And the 0-1 pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. And Zylstra gets it, comes to third, and in time to get the runner. That's Morales. So 6-5 for Morales for out number 3. But Eunice does put another run on the board as we head to the top of the 7th. It's Eunice 9, Rehoboth 6. Eunice Cardinals State Tournament Baseball continues in a moment on Cool 95.7.
Parker Energy Services has been servicing the community for over 17 years. They offer water hauling, dirt work, and disposable services. Dispatchers and sales staff are available anytime, and office staff is available from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday through Friday. Parker Energy aims to satisfy their customers and give their employees great job opportunities. Parker Energy is family-owned and operated, big enough to meet your needs and small enough to offer excellent and personalized services. Consider Parker Energy support services for all of your support needs. Visit them today at 2350 Avenue O in Eunice.
As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best price on the very best coverage for life, health, auto, retirement planning, commercial or personal insurance. Lavelle Insurance offers innovative solutions to protect your assets, goals, and future plans.
For the Eunice Cardinals in the bottom of the 6th inning, they get a run on 2 hits, 1 error committed by Rehoboth, and 3 runners left on base. So we head to the 7th. For Rehoboth, they've got to have 3 runs to see a bottom of the 7th, and they're going to rely on the bottom third of their lineup to do it. Actually, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up. That is Jude Christensen, Zach Van Druin, and Nehemiah Hardy. So 6, 7, and 8 due up for Rehoboth, down to their final 3 outs of the season. Eunice trying to punch their ticket through into another chance at a 2A state title. He's Ron Gunner. I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks for being with us. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Of course, also a tip of the hat and a big thanks to Jimmy Jones, Rosendo Caballero, and Charlie the Thumb Fairbrush, bringing you Cardinal athletics all school year long. So Christensen will step in. He is 0 for 3 on the ball game, and the first pitch from Zamora is in there, strike 1. Well, Zamora just comes in and deals that one, a pretty good breaking pitch. As Christensen ready, and the next pitch, same spot, same place, same result, strike 2. So a no ball, 2 strike count. As the Cardinals trying to move forward into a state title game, and the pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up. And is it going to get out of play? Yes, it is, just barely. And then comes back into the stands. Or did it get back into the field to play? Yep, it got back into the field to play.
Definitely, and had to just roll down and rolled off into the field. So that had to be collected.
So an 0-2 count to Christensen. Eunice leading this one 9-6, and the pitch swung on, and that'll be a hard shot on the bounce. Morales at third with it, fires across the diamond to Calvillo, and yep, they got him. Scored 5-3 for out number 1. Strong throw over there for Morales, and there is one down now with Zach Van Drunen to the plate. Drunen 0 for 2 was hit by a pitch and scored in the second, then grounded out back to the pitcher. That was at the time Jeter in the third, and then grounded out to Jeter again in the 5th.
Well, Morales has played as a pitcher sometimes.
And the pitch, and off-speed pitch, and Van Drunen out in front of that one for strike number 1. So a no ball, 1 strike count. As Zamora not wasting any time at all. He just sets and fires. As he sets and fires, curveball far off the fist. And Drunen probably should have gotten out of the way of that one instead of taking a shot at it. It would have been a ball, but instead he fouls it off, and it's strike 2.
Halfway through a swing, hard to stop that and adjust, so he did the best he could. Maybe they're just trying to get to lunch at this point.
It may be. So a no ball, 2 strike count. I'd be trying to get to UNM tomorrow, and the pitch swung on. That's a ground shot. Morales gets it, fires it again to Calvillo. Same place, same spot, same result, 5-3. And now Rehoboth Christian is down to their final 3 strikes of the season. Eunice 1 out away from punching their ticket through to another chance at another Big Blue trophy for the Big Red trophy case.
Exactly. 2 up, 2 down. And, Eunice is just itching and dying to go ahead and play tomorrow for that championship.
Nehemiah Hardy to the plate. Hardy reached Villanueva in the first. He's singled. He's then grounded out. He's 1 for 2. And the first pitch will be away for ball number 1. So the 1 ball, 2 strike count. 1 ball, no strike count, pardon me. Never believe the scoreboard.
Right.
Except when it's in your favor. Then believe it all the time. But a 1-2 pitch, 1-0 pitch, and now we're at 1-1. There we go. And that's just me goofing up. I can't even blame that one on the trifocals because I have to look up to see the scoreboard. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count to the number 8 hitter, Hardy. And the pitch swung on and missed. Got him with the curveball. And so now Eunice 1 strike away from moving on for a chance at their 20th state championship. As the dugout starts clapping, the Eunice faithful on their feet. Zamora from the stretch, and the 1-2 in there, ring him up, sit him down. The Eunice Cardinals have pulled an upset and a come-from-behind win, pardon me, to move on for a state championship tomorrow morning as they beat Rehoboth Christian 9-6. We'll take a timeout, come back and wrap this one up. This is Eunice Cardinals State Tournament Baseball here on Cool 95.7.
Eunice schools are excited to have students and staff back on campus and involved in another successful school term. It's been an eventful year, and the Eunice schools are ready for whatever comes their way. Eunice Public Schools provide high-quality educational experiences in a safe environment. The entire Eunice community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities, and a fantastic school system.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for Rehoboth in their half of the 7th, and that ends the ball game. A strikeout twirled by Luis Zamora to Nehemiah Hardy ends the ball game, and the Eunice Cardinals have punched their ticket through to the 2024 Nucinda Federal Credit Union NMAA State Baseball Championships. Final line score in this one for Eunice, 9 runs on 10 hits. They commit 4 errors, and they leave 11 runners stranded. You don't like to see that, but you like to see the W. So not going to complain about that. For Rehoboth Christian, 6 runs on 5 hits. They commit 3 errors, and they leave 8 runners out on the base paths. So Eunice will move on to tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock at UNM at Santa Ana Star Field to take on the winner of the Santa Rosa and Manal game. Grove, yeah, it's one of those, they're putting them together now sometimes. So Manal Oak Grove, and a chance for a state title. The winning pitcher, Luis Zamora, comes on in relief of Braylon Jeter, who got the start, but Zamora gets the win because the game was tied when he came in. So final thoughts on this one, Ron, as we wrap up and get ready for tomorrow.
Well, I thought that Eunice, we all thought that Eunice got really lucky about the fact that they got 5 wins in a row at home, and they were going to have to prove themselves on the road. They were struggling on the road a little bit first off, but I think that was simply because they were playing some really tough scheduled teams. So, yeah, Eunice came out here. They did what they needed to do yesterday. Definitely needed to get a victory today. Got that one. And tomorrow they're just going to have to keep rolling on and just play how they've been doing, make a little less mistakes, and I think they've got the championship in hand.
So it'll be a good one. We'll be on the air about 9:45 tomorrow morning here on Cool 95.7 Unisports YouTube and on HobbsAmerica.com. So 9-6 the final. The Cards move on to the championship game. For Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing, for the Eunice crew, Jimmy and Recindo and Charlie, for Ron Gunter, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from the Jennifer Riordan Sport Complex here in Albuquerque. This has been an exclusive presentation of Newalmark Broadcasting and Cool 95.7 Sports. Good night, everybody.